All right, man. So I knew Pavi was lying about this battle when this
I'm not
nigga
lying.
said Just a Dream was heat.
I can't like Just a Dream, bro.
That shit is ass.
That shit is trash.
No, but look, I can't like that shit.
That shit is ass, bro.
It's quality pop music. I fuck with it. They say it's just a dream. Heat. Shit heat, nigga.
QPM.
It's white sorority.
It is, but that don't mean it ain't heat.
No, it's Just a Dream is what they play on the last lap at NASCAR.
It is, but that shit heat.
They do use that shit for NASCAR commercials.
Yeah, dog. Like, get out of here.
It is, but that shit still heat, nigga.
That's the song that you play at the end of a white movie.
It is, but it's heat. It's heat, though.
At the end of a rom-com where they finally get back together.
With Kate Hudson.
After breaking up in the second act.
And it's
right, with Kate Hudson.
And it's a beautiful
Save
song.
the Last Dance 2.
Yeah, man, we are back. Summer Sessions. This is episode 23, if I am not mistaken. As you see, we've got video going on right now. I'm hoping we can have the Summer Sessions logo up on here soon. This is so deal with our bootleg broadcast for the first one. I'm gonna have Pierce or somebody.
I'm gonna text you.
Oh, you know,
I'm actually text you.
Okay.
It's another platform that I think you can use that you're gonna be able to do all of that. I got to check it out myself for work reasons, so I got.
That sounds perfect. That sounds perfect, man. And we got our guests, and we got my homie, the day one homie, the one who gave Pavi his first radio interview where he said if I don't blow up by 25, he was gonna kill himself. And look, he's still here.
I'm still alive.
He's still here. He's still standing. He's still strong.
He is not blown up yet, and he is still alive.
I did not kill myself.
No. I would disagree with that.
Okay.
Pav is blown up. It's just not musically. Anytime he's on ESPN asking questions to Doc Rivers, he surpassed anything that
or
I've done in my life.
There's one KD quote from the playoffs last year. It was from a question that this nigga asked.
Yes, right. Like, this motherfucker's a soundbite.
I just remember we started getting all them texts like, nigga, I'm on first take. What the fuck?
Yeah, I think I woke up that day.
Like, I'm on first take. I'm on what's the one for Fox Sports? Undisputed. He's like, I'm on Undisputed. And then that shit just kept going all day.
I woke up to like 100 mentions. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, is my voice on TV? That shit wild random. But yeah, I mean, it's dope.
But yeah, man. JR Bang is in the building. No, shouts out to y'all.
Sneaking in a bite.
Yeah, sneaking in a bite with JR Bang in the building. Some dude pod, first black champ, Barber Digital to what digital. I'm just happy to be on, man. Summer Sessions. Pavi Famous, you know what I'm saying? All on ESPN. Scott the Godfather. I ain't meet you yet. You know what I'm saying?
It's the homie Damien, man.
Yeah. I'm the wild one of the crew.
By the way, Pierce is gonna whoop my ass for eating on here, so let me put this up right here.
Oh man, look.
He's gonna be like, nigga, I heard you crunching at the beginning.
Hey,
so,
man.
But yeah,
this
is the homie, man. We've been cool with Bang for shit, like 8-9 years now. Damn them. Back when he was with Windy City Radio.
Yeah, 2010. No, 2012. 2012.
Yeah, it was right before Middle Class Ignorance.
Yeah.
For all y'all day one Pavi followers.
Man.
When Pav was trying to fit as many words into a verse as possible.
He was 2018 Eminem.
Yeah, oh, dog. And he was like, phenomenal, whatever is before he was talking about vibes and bitches in the club. Remember you made that one club song that was hella weak?
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, it was not.
Put you in the club, niggas was not in the club.
Put me in the club, it was not in the club. We was in a loft on Lake when we it was cold as hell in there that day too.
Yeah, because we went to Atlanta the next day, I remember. That was our first time in Atlanta. But, man, how you doing, man? What's going on your side, man? You out there in D.C. and the fam all good?
Yeah, man, we straight, man. They lift the order, but some of the counties was like, fuck that shit. We gonna continue this. So we're gonna still be, I think in my county it's June 8th. June 8th. So I'm still in the crib, man. I'm working every day. I oversee 14, 15 websites in 5 different markets. Man. So I'm still busy as shit. You know what I'm saying? This pandemic ain't stopped my work, but yeah, man, we got episode 41 dropping tomorrow.
One of my favorite podcasts.
Yeah. First Black Champ. I don't know how many episodes we are on First Black Champ.
Y'all gotta be like on like 60 something.
More 60.
60,
nigga,
70?
We've been
well, at least
more
with
than
us,
that.
I remember it's got to be like 60 with us.
But if we've been, matter of fact, we would have to count because we've been doing this since what 2017? No, 2018. Because our anniversary is coming up in July, and I think we've only missed 2 shows technically. So I mean, I don't feel like counting, but shit, we in syndication. Fuck, so shit. Shouts out to Mike B. Shouts out to Camp Quotes. Well, Camp for the Port. But his birthday was yesterday. We was drunk on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? Talking real adult talk. So, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have them pods ready for y'all tomorrow, man. But definitely follow us. Follow me at JR Bang. Follow First Black Chap at FBC.pod. And follow Some Dude Pod at Some Dude Pod.
Some Dude Pod is one of the greatest podcast names of all time. Because that's like peak Chicago. Some dude. Like, that's peak Chicago right there. And I see you had to protect the West Side a couple episodes because niggas was, you said niggas was not out west on them parties.
Oh! See, look, man, West Side niggas threw the party. Yes. But Narragansett is not the west side of Chicago. I don't get, like, it's towards the west, but just like niggas be like out south and over east and they real particular about the structure, that's the same thing about west. When you go to Narragansett, that's near Oak Park. And I know this because I grew up a couple of miles away. And then not only that, I got a homie who lives off of Narragansett. And we never say, hey, man, we going out west to my homie crib. We like, nah, he live over there by Oak Park. Because that's what it is. Like, fuck it. And then Narragansett is too fucking nice. Like, if you go south down Narragansett, there's some dope-ass houses. That shit's not out west, man. It's okay.
But I did see some out west characters in that video.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, this is not a south side event.
Oh, no, it wasn't a south side event. No,
like, off the rip.
Yeah, off the rip. Well, I know, but shit. Once. So my homie, shouts out to my homie Travell, he hit the chick up.
Oh,
just so we could be sure. Yeah,
okay.
the Tink chick, he inboxed us like, yo, what a party was that? And we got the screenshot. And she said, when she told him it was somewhere by Maywood, I knew where it was at. And I was right. Fuck.
He said, y'all not gonna put that on us. Like, fuck that. But you host Some Dude with Mike B, who's also a Cowboy fan, who also like the homie Damien. So they're both miserable people. That nigga used to press me about the Cowboys all the time. We'll be at an event, my Cowboys gonna do this shit. I'm like, look, and there's somebody who thinks the Bears gonna do it all the time. I want to let you know, no. Okay.
You're just gonna be disappointed.
Hey man, look,
I take that shit one week. I take this shit as a Cowboy fan 1 week at a time. Like,
hey man, Mike McCaskey died, so we got hope now.
I mean, was he even in the organization still?
No, but he's been gone from the organization technically from like the CEO position, the president position since 2011, but he's still a member of the family. So, you got to ride for the member of the family. So, we're going to be okay. I don't know if we're going to win the Super Bowl, but they're going to have to put his initials on the jersey, and they can't sell.
But, yeah, man, so we just got done watching the Nelly Luda battle, which
the Nelly victory.
It was young. That's a lie. That's
the Nelly victory.
Definitely
the Nelly victory. The Nelly victory.
I was honestly expecting you to have a Band-Aid on, Pav.
Yeah.
The Nelly victory. Pimp juice forever.
No, first of all, no. And it was funny when I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw everybody putting Luda as the winner and Pat be like, Nelly won.
Nelly won. I think first of all, this whole week there's been a lot of Nelly disrespect and I don't like it.
Nobody was disrespecting Nelly. We just said he's not fucking with Luda.
Nelly.
Yeah, how was they disrespecting him?
Because he is.
No, all they were saying is Luda better as far as having more hits.
No.
More hits. He did more features, so he already got more shit.
Okay, sure. Luda might have quote unquote more, but Nelly got the better records. You can't be Country Gurman. You can't be Hiding Here. You can't be rap. We been through this last week. Those are like some of the best records in rap history. Nelly got at least 3 out of the top 50 best records in rap history, maybe 4.
Okay, I don't want to say that. Bang, I'll let you take the floor. We were arguing with this nigga about this stuff days ago.
And
I want him to continue.
Nelly got a top 20 verse in rap history on the last verse of number 1.
No.
He smoked KRS-One.
No, that's not a top 20 rap.
That shit was terrible.
No, it wasn't. Until you do the Super Bowl.
That's how low the bar is for Nelly. Nelly actually,
until you do the Super Bowl, keep your mouth on lock.
Nelly actually had a decent rapping verse.
No, he went crazy. He wasn't decent. First of all, Nelly always got decent rap verses. People just be asleep. No. They always be decent. Nelly don't ever get on no.
He rhymes.
No, Nelly in his prime didn't never get on there and spit no trash, ever. And also, Nelly got one of the craziest flows ever.
You can take the JR.
Okay, so look. Pav, you right. I'm not even going. That's your opinion. You feel how you feel about Nelly. I'm not even going shit on your opinion. All I'm gonna say is you and St. Louis are the only niggas who believe that Nelly won it.
Nelly,
and I know St. Louis because I lived in St. Louis for a year, and I got niggas who told me I can't come back, and that's one of my markets still. I mean, I ain't got to, but I love it.
A+ say you couldn't come back?
No, but A+ ain't from St. Louis. He from Richmond.
He from Virginia. So he not working in is he still working in St. Louis?
No, he in Cincinnati. So
he in Cincinnati now. Okay.
He feel the same way. I'll text him just to see if he feel the same way, but Mo lost tonight. Now, here's the thing.
It's Pav, so Brad, Bill, and Jason Tatum, the only three that.
So look, Pav. Okay. You know what? Okay, Pav, I'm gonna fix that. You right. I'm gonna fix it. In my opinion, you and St. Louis are the only niggas who think that Nelly won
for the night.
What's my score? I ain't even watched the whole shit to know how this look. But I know some of the songs that was played, and mind you, I was a Nelly fan. I was a Nelly and Ludacris fan. This is 2000. This is me graduating from high school. So this is my peak. This is me going to Nitro and Nelly songs going on and having ass on my dick at the club at Nitro. So I'm with you. This is my shit right here. So I was a Nelly fan, but I just put on Facebook and I said here, this is the simple case of songs not aging well. In 2000, these was my shits.
What? Whoa.
In 2020, I'm listening to some of them songs. Now, the bigger songs, E.I., Hot in Here, I'm still like, all right, you know what I'm saying?
They still hit.
Ride With Me, Country Grammar?
Yeah. Ride With Me,
Country Grammar's still good.
What?
No. Ride For Me is peak riding dirty for me now.
I'm gonna do the Arsenio.
Yeah, like that's that shit, fam.
You don't like Ride With Me? Who
not
don't
no
like
more.
Ride With Me?
Not as a 38-year-old man, but as an 18-year-old man, it was all right, cool. All right.
Ride With Me sound like the song you play at the rest stop when you're on a long trip to Kentucky or something.
That is, look, Pav, I'm sorry. That's the shit that you hear at the rest stop, and the white people, you play that so the white people don't look at you crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
They think you safe.
Yeah.
I can't play the Scarface.
It crossed over like that.
Look, I can't, but here's what I'm saying though, Pav. As the 18-year-old me, I get that. But the 38-year-old me hears that same song and like, the fuck was I listening to?
The 8-year-old me loved it. The 29-year-old me loved it even more.
So, and that's why I started this off, was like, you know what? That's your opinion. I'm going to ride with you. I'm going to ride with you.
See, gang, I was like you.
But you and St. Louis are the only niggas who feel like that.
when Nelly really stopped popping, I think I had just moved out. I had just joined the Air Force, so I was out, like you said, in the streets. Mm-hmm. And I didn't fuck with Nelly's music. Like, I knew he was corny and sorry. But like I said before, I still like pussy. And I still like going to the club. So as much as I didn't like it, he still did his job for me.
Look, that's what I was actually
like, I'm not riding like in the car bumping Nelly. But that bitch come on in the club, like, I'm going.
And look, Nelly ain't even dropped over and over again. Which is
thank God he didn't.
That shit is
Thank God he did. That shit is heat.
He might have played it because I guess they did bonus shit.
Well, no, he played Dilemma, then Luda counter with Lovers and Friends. So we all know who won that round.
Yeah. I got pussy to both of those songs.
Sit up here and lie talking about it's a tie.
It's a tie.
There ain't no damn tie with Lovers and Friends. Shut the fuck up. Shut
The
up.
fucking
nigga.
tie.
Shut
Well, my
up.
wife know. My
The
wife know I was
fucking
getting
tie.
pussy back in that time. But no, Love Is a Friend.
The battle from when I stopped watching, I had the battle scored, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had it scored 12. I had it scored
Wrong.
11-8. Nelly.
Nah.
Look,
Nelly
okay,
definitely
11,
did
let me
it.
go to
Eight.
Lovers and Friends real quick. Lovers and Friends is one of the greatest songs in music history.
Yes.
How you feel about some of the songs? That's how I feel about Lovers and Friends.
I feel that.
I sung Usher's part and got some pussy.
That shit was
night.
undefeated. That shit was
undefeated. Like, that shit was undefeated. Like, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like,
Yeah.
it went down that night in the hotel. Like, it turned into some shit that we won't even go no further because my wife might walk in and be like, man, you was a bucket. Now, I will say this. The reason why I would give Nelly all the respect in the world, because Nelly was, for my age, Nelly was one of the first artists that you could play their music around chicks and they won't be, like, tense. Like, some of us was getting pussy to No Limit.
Oh, just think that was when Lil Jon was at his peak, and you know how the clubs was like when that shit was going.
But you could play a Nelly joint around women, and they can enjoy it too. So that's why Nelly will always give. I ain't gotta like Nelly, but I'll play some Nelly because of that reason. Like, I mean, if I was still single, like, I'll play some Nelly and a girl won't be like, what the fuck? Because they probably in the passenger seat like, oh, this is my song, nigga. And you like, yeah. Get that
Got her.
Night. And that was one of the few rap artists at that time that you could do. It's almost like LL Cool J birthed Nelly and low-key Nelly birthed Drake. They in that same lineage.
I fuck with all of them.
I know, them all your niggas. But you also have to understand, I'm a super West Side nigga. So I'm only listening to Nelly for pussy reasons. Not listening to Nelly for bars. I'm not listening to Nelly to kick it with the niggas unless I'm from St. Louis. I'm not. The first time I hear, matter of fact, let me ask y'all a question. Do you guys remember the first time you heard Country Grammar?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
It was on MTV.
I heard on BET.
Remember MTV
It used to
Base?
come on Rap City all the time.
Remember MTV Base?
Yeah.
And I saw that shit on MTV Base. That was the first time I saw that shit in 2000. And I thought that shit was crazy. It's not as cold to me in 2020 as it was in 2000 when I was 12 years old, but it's still a good song. And this is the thing about, shut the fuck up. This is about with Nelly. This is no disrespect to Nelly. Like, I like Nelly. I'm a Nelly fan. I'm not disrespecting Nelly. Yes, I am. But when it comes to Luda, I think we forget just how crazy his catalog is. Like, Nelly in this battle is kind of like a team that comes out on like an 8-2 run to start the game. They're real hot, but you know they're not gonna last in the fourth quarter. He's got them couple bangers, but he's not. This nigga Luda didn't even put out some of his hardest shit, and he's just was bodying the nigga. Like, Luda's catalog, Luda has better album joints. Hold on, Luda has.
He didn't play B.I.B.I.
He didn't play B.I.B.I. He didn't play motherfucking. He played Area Coast to the end of the fucking shit.
That's his hardest song to me.
He didn't play Blow It Out Your Ass. He didn't play.
That ain't one of Luda's hardest songs. Blow It Out Your Ass. No, it's not.
He didn't play Hoes in My Room.
He didn't play
number one spot. He didn't play, like you said, We Got, like
Blueberry Yum Yum. Like, you, like,
he didn't play that.
Them songs cool.
He didn't
play.
Look,
remember those two songs we said on the last podcast? I said Luda was gonna play, and this nigga said he wasn't gonna play. He definitely played Major League Remix, and nigga definitely.
That's not that hard to me though. Major League Remix ain't just not. It's not that hard. I've never liked that remix like that.
And we don't like It Was All a Dream. So there we are.
That's fine.
This nigga played Nasty Girl in the heat of battle.
I don't know why he played
Nasty Girl. That was a lot.
That nigga played that song with Ashanti. That nigga.
That
shit heat.
Terrible.
That shit heat.
Nigga, I forgot all about that song.
I did too, but now that I reminded it's heat.
So I'm gonna tell you why I thought Nelly wasn't gonna make it. Because the first time I heard Nelly was on Music Choice.
Oh shit.
And anytime I heard an artist on Music Choice, I was just like, man, they just throwing that bitch on there so they could just get some music on there. I never respected anything that I heard on Music Choice because it was like, to me, yeah, like to me,
niggas play Music Choice while they cleaning up the crib.
Basically, and that's what I was doing. And I walked past, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This shit actually kind of
it was different. It was different.
He was literally the first artist that I ever heard on Music Choice that I was like, this nigga might make it. And of course he goes diamond. But to your point, Scott, 2 points. Actually, I'll make 2 points about Nelly. And I think you're right. Nelly is that dude that went on like an 8-2 run. But I even go further. Nelly is that nigga that upsets whoever's the champion in boxing. He's Leon Spinks when he beat Muhammad Ali. He's Oliver McCall when he beat Lennox Lewis.
We Believe Warriors.
Yep. All that shit. He's what's my man name? He's that person. And that's what Country Grammar is. I think Country Grammar, what I don't think is tonight, because of the wash, we're going to give Country Grammar the respect it deserves. Because like this Mike Jones, shouts out to Mike Jones, banging on lunch tables with him and Cam for the Port. He put up a question how many classics that Nelly had, and somebody really was like none. And I'm like, nigga,
nah.
You ain't even gotta like Nelly to know. Nelly
got lie about
Nelly
that.
got classics. Like
no,
as much as
I'm
niggas
like
wanna,
an album. To
he
me,
got one classic album.
He got one classic because I think people use the term classic too much. But in Country Grammar's case,
classic.
It is a classic, and if you do not like Nelly, you can't even deny that shit because them shits don't go. If you don't like an album, that's cool, but whack albums don't do 10 million so.
Yeah,
right.
Let's put it like that.
That's
That album was dope for its time, and it hit at the perfect time, and it put St. Louis on the map. Like nobody gave a fuck about St. Louis, especially for niggas from Chicago. If you Cubs fans, you really don't give a fuck about them niggas because they ain't got no football team no more, and then you don't like the Cardinals. But think about how shit hit.
But they did
St.
drop
Louis
when the
gets
Rams
Nelly.
was pumped. They did drop
No,
when
that's
the
what I'm
Rams was
saying.
rapping.
In 2000, the Rams win the Super Bowl.
It was a perfect storm.
Perfect
Yeah,
time.
the Rams win the Super Bowl in 2000.
That was
Nelly
the most exciting team in the league too.
Yeah, and then they fucking get Nelly. All that shit happened. I lived in St. Louis for a year, and I even had people in St. Louis confused why shit didn't sustain. And then actually, I go to St. Louis and I was like hearing songs and like, oh, I didn't know that song came from St. Louis. And I didn't know that you was the nigga that did it. Like, shouts out to my nigga Shorty the Prince, aka Reggie's son. The nigga, we all know the nigga. Technically, a lot of people know the nigga from hosting at 106 and Park when everybody changed. Like when
they was trying to find
he was dark skinned,
new
skinny
Free
nigga.
and
AJ's replacement.
Yeah, that was a skinny nigga. That nigga's a legend in St. Louis, and it took me meeting him to be like, oh, you was that nigga talking about some your stinking ass. You know, I'm like, that was you, nigga. We used to play that shit in the club in Chicago and be like, oh, that shit was getting it. So it was good for St. Louis to get that shine. With that being said, after that, the nigga was getting knocked out. I'm sorry. Nellyville was just decent because it wasn't going to meet Country Grammar standards. Path, look.
Nellyville is like the Massacre, bro.
Yes.
The Massacre's a classic, though.
It's the same album. Massacre is not good.
I think it's a
Not
classic.
no.
Yes, it is.
Massacre is not good.
It's a good
That
album.
album has Candy Shop on it.
Candy Shop is a good record.
No.
Shut up.
No.
Candy Shop is a good record. I love Candy Shop.
No.
Path is not
Candy
a classic.
Shop is heat.
And it went down, and it went downhill from here. And you didn't have somebody from St. Louis to even match what Nelly was doing because he did that shit, and it shot up so quickly. So St. Louis and Nelly was a victim of their own circumstances because your debut album goes diamond. Now,
They got Chingy.
no, that shit, no, them too. But even the more fucked up part about that is what I was saying about music aging. I'm sorry. Some of that shit I listened to tonight was shit that I was jamming to in 2000, 2001. But like, now I'm like, the fuck was I listening to? It was good for that time, but it just didn't age well. And I think Nelly fell victim to shit just didn't age well. And I think what Luda came up with is, when I asked the question on some dude, I was like, how does Luda fall off? Because I don't give a fuck about, well, Atlanta started doing trap music and all. But Luda can rap and literally can rap on anything and everything. So I think we lamed Luda out. But
I think we just got burned out from Luda.
But when you listen to some of the shit that you heard tonight, man, Luda,
but some of that shit still sounds good. Right, exactly.
Right.
Nelly shit still sound great to me. I'm sorry.
It don't.
Nelly
Nigga,
shit still sound great.
You should not
hold on. And real quick, if we like talk about flows again, I think Nelly has one of the dopest flows in hip hop history. Luda too, but I think Nelly got one of the dopest flows in hip hop history, and I think that he was, correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of one of the first people to do the little sing rapping. I think like him and like Ja Rule was kind of like the first people to like do the sing rapping thing.
Yeah, I get
like
that.
everybody does now. So Nelly shit ages for like the most. I said like shit like Grills is whatever, but like most of Nelly's records age great to me.
But I think you're arguing two different points though. You're arguing his impact. We're not disagreeing with his impact.
I'm not.
Nelly has impact. We're talking about the records aren't as good as they were.
That's what I'm talking about. They are like for instance, even like a song like Pimp Juice to me sounds better than what it sounded in 02. Even like a song like Number One to me sounds better than what it sounded like. Ride With Me still sounds fresh to me. Country Grammar sounds great to me. EI sounds great to me. Where the Party At, even though it's not his song, fucking timeless.
Even though it's not a hit song.
But see, that's why I said some songs, because Where the Party At still goes.
Yeah, still.
Where the Party At still goes, but Ride For Me don't.
To me, it goes.
Where the Party At?
Yeah.
Where the Party At was one of the rounds he won. Yeah, Where the Party At was one of the rounds he won.
I genuinely love Ride With Me. It's a great song. Like I will like no matter where that's like, no matter where I'm at, if I'm in some like weird ass bar or something like that, like full of white people, if they play Ride With Me, I'm gonna sing shit.
And that's exactly where you gonna hear it.
That's the crowd.
Like you said.
So what? That don't mean that it's not a classic record. That just mean that's how much it crossed over now.
I'm not gonna say that it wasn't a classic record. I'm not gonna go that far. What I'm saying is just some shit just don't age well. And some shit just didn't age well to me. And I was listening to some of those songs, and I was in and out, but I was listening to some of those songs from Nelly, and he was doing all this shit, and I'm like,
I think out of Country Grammar, I think the song that aged the best is actually EI.
Yeah,
I think that one aged better than
EI.
I mean, Country Grammar.
Where the Party At? Oh, you're talking about as far as like so? I'm gonna say it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so I get you right, because I'll say that. But to me, what I heard, Where the Party At is an amazing fucking ass song.
It will get played till I die.
Nigga. At 38-year-old me, I'm sitting there like, yo, them niggas was in their fucking bag on that song.
Well, in the same like thing, what's some other artists that like you were listening to early on that just you hear that shit now and it's like, what the fuck was I listening to?
Busta Rhymes.
Busta? Okay.
No, I can't. No,
Busta's I'm not. I love Busta Rhymes, and I'm gonna shout out Mike B on this one because Mike B threw it out there, and he was talking that shit. And I was like, you, Pav. I was like, no, fuck that shit, nigga, Busta. But then I started listening to them albums. And I think albums. Okay. And I think sometimes we get caught up in singles, and even in that time, and in the 90s and 2000s, this is what fucks up albums. One, filler songs, and sometimes you got some great filler songs that they just probably just threw in to get the album out. We want to get to this certain amount, and sometimes it might work out. But there's a lot of albums in the 90s and 2000s that got filler joints that was terrible. Busta Rhymes has a lot. Yeah, and that's what kills him.
Busta used to do hella interludes and skits and all that shit. So his albums would be like 20, 21 songs. Like, he's not trying to listen.
See, I've never heard of Busta Rhymes album. I've only heard it.
See, that's there we go. And the second part with Busta is because he was so cartoony.
Yeah.
When we was growing up, now we grown, we don't want to hear that cartoony shit. Especially when we in the house listening to Griselda, except if our kids is woke. Like, so
me
Busta
and Pav on the no kid side right here. We got it.
Yeah, y'all there,
You and Damien on this side.
Yeah, we the parents over here.
Yeah,
but we just started listening to the clean versions of albums, and my son's 5.
Okay, mine's 11, so he can. I'll play. He just know what not to say.
I was repeating the mystical part on Move, and like got my dick sucked. How are you doing? Didn't realize my son was walking behind me because I got the headphones on. Yeah. So I turned around, I was like, ooh, and my wife was like, what the fuck? Man? I was like,
what the fuck wrong with you? It's like, my bad.
I'm trying to think one artist,
but yeah,
who I loved, but now I'm like, nigga, what? Juelz Santana.
Juelz Santana.
You couldn't tell me Juelz wasn't finna be that next nigga 0405, G. Now listen to that shit like, I'm with a gang of bang, who hang a thing, animals, orangutan.
Not spitting, bro.
Damn it, man, this name has changed. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is
Like I put on my story the other day. When I was 12, that sounded like 98 Hove.
Yeah.
At 28, no, bro, that's not fired.
You like, nigga, shut up.
Not fired. Yeah, I'll probably say Jewels is probably the biggest one. I think does not sound.
Who from?
Even on Dipset shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, really, only niggas who I can listen to Dipset, Cam, obviously. But you know who got better with time? Jim Jones.
Oh, like a motherfucker.
Jim Jones, you can argue. Him and Cam's catalog, it's right here. It's right here.
I want to throw this in. I think arguably, or one of the best Dipset albums was J.R. Writer's album. And I will stand by that forever.
No, it was.
I will stand by that forever.
What the song he had with Wayne?
Bird Call.
Bird Call was my shit.
Bird Call was heat. Ecstasy was heat.
Yeah.
Fucking Riot Pump was heat. Back with it was heat. To be a diplomat was heat.
But I did say on the beginning of the pod, Some Dude pod last week, that I was a Dipset stan. So I was the only nigga I know with all of Jim Jones's albums.
Nigga. Harlem Diary of a Summer had my whole 5 summer going up.
Still fucking hard.
Woo. And I even have Bezel's album. Like I bought Bezel's.
Oh, you was loyal.
Nigga.
Did you have Purple City Bird Gang out?
Yes. Oh, yeah, you fucked
Nice Bud.
Yeah. Unconscious Shice Bub. And then when
I had the Hell Rel mixtape.
I had Hell Rel shit. Nigga, 40 Cows mixtape.
Yes, and
Hell Rel had
that
one song with Young Dro? He had that song with Young Dro. That was.
And to me, Dipset Volume 5 is still. I mean, I know other people would say like 50 Cent is the future and some other mixtapes, but
that's a
Dipset
top
Volume 5
mixtape.
To me is the GOAT mixtape.
It's the
GOAT mixtape to me.
It's top. I think like if we have to think before we get into like the Wayne era mixtape when Wayne was really bodying shit, that Unit Radio Diplomat Volume era.
Can I be honest with you?
Killing shit.
What
I don't want to hear your bullshit.
I've never heard of G Unit Radio.
Yeah, we know you haven't.
Oh,
Shut up. That understands your massacre love. That makes your massacre love make sense.
But also check it out. I like top 40 music. Like I like popular style music. All like real hip hop, not fucking with it like that. I like popular style music. I grew up off the radio. So The Massacre is a good album to me. It's fucking dope.
Shit is trash. I don't want to hear that after Mini Man, bro.
It's not Get Rich or Die Trying.
He has some songs on there. Little Bit is good.
Position of Power.
Position of Power is it. Baltimore Love
used
Thing.
To go off in the fucking club. Little Bit.
Yeah, I was 16. I wouldn't know.
This is 50 is heat.
Remember 50 put out that
In My
video
Hood?
game with that album?
The video game was low key decent.
Video
The video game was decent.
He was the first nigga to have a video of every song because it all came in like one package when they did the Damascus Special Edition with because that Out of Control remix like both boosted themselves up even more. That's when you had Mobb Deep on there and Dre redid the beat.
Y'all tweaking on them. The only song I don't like on the Massacre is probably like I Don't Need Them. I don't really like Toy Soldier. I'm straight off.
I used to fuck with I Don't Need Them.
Gatman and Robin, Not Rockin'
Oh
With.
my God, that song.
Everything else, G, In My Hood, This Is 50. I'm Supposed to Die Tonight, Piggyback, Candy Shop.
I'm looking at
Get
this.
In My Car.
Hold on. Let me start from the top. In My Hood was hard.
Heat.
This is 50. No.
Heat.
I'm Supposed to Die Tonight was hard.
Heat.
Piggyback was forced.
It was Heat, G.
Gatman and Robin was trash.
Weak.
Candy Shop was trash.
Trash.
Out of Control Originals
Heat.
trash.
What?
Get In My Car was
What the fuck is wrong with
decent.
you? Decent, nigga.
Yeah,
Get In My Car was only decent?
Okay,
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay,
as was good.
In that day and age, for me, Get In My Car was fun because I would literally tell him like, "Hey, bitch, get in my car."
Get in my car.
But the 38-year-old me is like, "All right, I was tweaking."
Ski Mask Way was hard. Baltimore Love Thing was hard.
Rider
Music, no. Disco Inferno, hell no.
What?
Just a little bit was good.
Heat.
Guns come out,
It's
My Toy Soldier,
no. Position of Power, incredible.
Hard. Build You Up, trash.
Yeah, you
God
wild.
gave me song, trash.
Heat.
So amazing.
What? God, well, G, look me in my face, bro. God gave you style is bad to you?
God Gave Me Style is a bad version of Heaven, gotta make it to heaven, G. That's the bad version of that song. So amazing.
They don't sound nothing alike.
So amazing, terrible. I don't need them.
How who don't like God Give Me Style?
Me, niggas with taste.
Y'all don't like God Give Me Style, G? The rest of y'all don't like it?
Nigga, I couldn't tell you how that had that song even
Y'all
sound.
wild as hell, G. I don't understand.
Now I want to get into something because I didn't want to talk about this topic first, but since we got Bang on here and I know it's this nigga's favorite rapper, I want to talk about it. I know Pat was about to be outnumbered. Say your blasphemous take that you said earlier this morning
Oh, little what?
about who's the best rapper in Philly.
Actually,
oh my!
Wait, look.
That was
Actually,
last night. That was
wait,
last night when you said
real
that
quick.
stupid
Actually,
shit.
No, don't back
listen.
off now.
No,
You had some bass in your voice
That
earlier.
nigga stuttering like shit now.
No, listen, because I thought about it. Actually, it's Black Thought. But outside of Black Thought, Lil Uzi is the best Philly rapper ever. By a wide margin. By a wide margin. By a wide margin. He's better than all of them.
Bro.
That nigga not better than me.
Bro.
Shut
Yes,
up.
he is. He
No,
get
he's
balls
not.
off on me.
This
And he
nigga
make better
logged
music.
out. This nigga-
And he make better music.
Nah, man. Get
Black
the fuck out of here.
Look,
You
Black
lost
Thought,
your
Black
fucking
Thought,
mind.
Black Thought is
Stop
really Black Thought. Like Black Thought is obviously like the pinnacle of Philly rap. After that, it's Uzi by far, by a wide margin. Don't none of them got more hits than Uzi.
Okay, whoa. I'm glad
You talking about rapping?
I
nigga.
wanted to hear that. I wanted to hear that part. I was
They
waiting
ain't
to
got
hear.
better projects. Love is Rage 2 better than everything they got. I don't like Beanie Siegel. I never rock with Siegel. I don't rock with Siegel. I like Bleak. I never
I
rock
will
with
choke
Siegel.
the fuck out of you when I see
Choke
you.
me.
fam.
Thank you.
I never rock
See?
with Siegel.
Yes.
I never rock with Siegel.
Okay, look. All right, so Path,
What's up?
Talk
to
to
me.
me.
because you're
Please.
being real disrespectful in your tone.
Thank you.
So listen, if you not a Benny Siegel fan, I get it. Because I'm not a Lil Uzi fan. Here's what I will tell you. As far as numbers go, there's no debating here. The motherfucker was even nominated for a Grammy for Best New Artist. So technically, you are right. Technically, you are right on the
Uzi got nominated for a
motherfucking.
Grammy?
Matter of fact, yes, he was nominated for Best New Artist in the Grammys. Yes,
not know that.
and I thought he should have won it. I thought he should have won it, and I saw Lil Uzi in person. I had covered the Howard Homecoming, and it was the first time that I saw him. And I was like, "How the fuck?" And he was like, "Well, I do what I want." He was doing that shit, and I was like, "Oh, I get it." So, to your point, you're 100% right, and I would go even further to say this. Sans talent, he's the biggest and best rapper in Philly history. He's the only nigga from Philly that is anticipated the way that he is. Even with Meek, streets love Meek. Everybody love fucking Lil Uzi Vert. You got a motherfucker who's riding Uber who freestyling with. Ain't the motherfucker seem nice. I don't know if nigga gay or what. I don't know if he weird or not. I don't know if he worship devil or not. But everybody seem to love Lil Uzi Vert. He remind me of he get his nail cut, do the little nail Carter shimmy and shit. Whatever. I get it.
Nell Carter.
Nell Carter.
Bar for bar.
Pav is like, who's Nell Carter?
Bar
Right.
for bar.
But bar for bar,
Bar for bar.
it's Black Thought and Benny Siegel, and Black Thought will tell you that shit.
With all
There's
due respect to Black Thought.
ain't
I don't
Lil
agree.
Uzi can't say shit bar for bar that's gonna touch anything that Benny Siegel do.
Siegel never did it for me, bro. I never heard a Siegel verse be like, yo, he snapped.
But see, but
Outside of what we do.
Pat, this is what I want y'all niggas to start doing when y'all have these conversations. This is exactly what because this is why I try not to debate these things no more. I'm not a Lil Uzi Vert fan, but I know what the fuck what he can do and what he can't do. And the nigga's not gonna bar for bar you. He's gonna say some shit, but he's not gonna bar for bar you. There's bar for bar, which honestly, I don't even like bar for bar niggas. I don't even like using that term. And I don't like using that term from a music standpoint because you kind of like shit on a nigga like Lil Uzi Vert. And I don't want to shit on Lil Uzi Vert. But if a nigga was like, let's get in a circle and rap, that's not Lil Uzi Vert's strong suit.
See, I can't
He's
agree
not.
with that. I
He's
can't
There's
agree
no
with
way that you have
I can't
ears
agree
and
with
think
that.
Lil Uzi can really rap.
Rap.
better than-
He
That's
can
not
rap.
even a
He
conversation.
can rap, bro.
If you
Uzi
wanna
can
say-
I'm
Yeah,
not saying he
rap.
can't. I'm not saying
But he
can't.
not better than fucking Siegel.
I'm not saying he can't because he come from that era. Like if you look at old Lil Uzi Vert,
Yeah,
that's how he rap.
that's how he rap.
But that ain't him now. That ain't him in 2020. That's not him. And he can't go back to that. Because if a motherfucker start doing that Philly shit, and I mind you, I don't know what it is, but I love Philly rappers.
All of them can
moved to
rap.
Philly. All them niggas got it. And all them niggas could go. But they come from it's a lineage. And them niggas ain't touching that lineage at the top. It's when it comes bar for bar. When it comes from just rapping, nigga, just fuck all that shimmy shit. Fuck all that nail.
That melody shit. Just
Fuck
rap.
all
Melody
that
shit, no,
Billboard.
but melody is a part of rap. You can't separate the two. Flow
That's
is
what we
a
saying.
part of
Just
rap.
rap, nigga.
Pav, I'm just saying, fuck that shit. Get them bars off.
Thank
Stop doing
Yeah,
all
Uzi
this
gonna do it
shit.
the best. Outside of Black Dog.
Whoa, get
Outside
nigga.
of Black Dog, Uzi
Are
gonna
you
do it the
fucking-
best.
No.
I'm
Nigga.
dead serious. I thoroughly enjoy Uzi bars. Like literally, I cut on Little Uzi. What?
Send me the track that Lil Uzi getting off on the
I
bar.
tried to play this nigga, nothing like it. I
check
said,
it out.
nigga, play nothing like it.
Nah. Check it out. Go
Ludacris.
listen to the Uzi song with Dirk where they sample Birdman Jr.
See, that's the point that I'm making. Dirk's not gonna do that. So what the fuck am I gonna listen to a Dirk Uzi song?
I mean,
and be like, they
but-
about to get these bars off.
Uzi was
Dirk not even
rapping.
gonna do that.
Uzi was rapping.
Tell Echo. Okay, because I don't want to be the old nigga. I don't want to be the old nigga.
We can be the
I
old
want
niggas,
to
no
learn.
problem.
No. I don't want to be the old nigga. Tell me about that song. Give me the synopsis of that song. Give me the bar that made
The best thing about that song is they sample Lil Wayne.
Actually, the
Live
bar
Path.
that-
The best thing
no,
about that
listen.
song is they sample Lil Wayne.
No, listen. The song is Valenci. It's a song on Uzi new album, right? Uzi said it's a very wild bar, but it was fucking hilarious.
Let's go.
He said, and she can suck on this dick if she old enough to vote. I'm like, yo,
Nigga,
you wild as hell, but that shit heat. G.
That's the
You
bar?
wild as hell, but yes, it's a bar. So bar to me. But listen, I got
DMX
but
also said if your daughter over 16, I'm a raper.
I'ma keep it G with you. That X song is heat. That's a wild ass bar. But I was like, yo, this man snapping. Take her right there on the floor, right in front of you. Then ask you seriously what you want to do. It's frustrating. This you want to kill me, but I'm gonna kill you. But I'm gonna kill you. Now watch me fuck just a little while longer, please. Will you? He snapped. He wild as hell. But X went crazy. He wild as hell for saying that, but he snapped. That's one of my favorite X songs.
Everybody look at this nigga like.
I know that, but you're saying this shit, and then you talking about a Lil Uzi verse song, talking about some. If she old enough to vote, she can suck my dick. I mean, of course she can.
It's heat.
Of course she can. Heat. That's nothing. Like
heat.
That means if she's 18, she can suck my dick. And yes, she can. You're not saying anything that we don't know.
But it's just the way you said it was clever.
Cause she can vote?
Yeah.
That was not clever. That was basic as shit.
It's clever.
Basic as
fuck. She can suck on his dick if she old enough to vote. It's clever. It's funny and it's clever.
That's clever.
It's clever. He could have just said, "Oh, you 18, you can suck my dick." No, he said if you old enough to vote. Some people probably don't know the voting age is 18. I guarantee you. Some people probably don't know that.
Them niggas is dumb, so don't put people's lack of intelligence. People's lack of intelligence doesn't make a bar sound cold.
It's a bar. That shit was cold to me. Pop, even on Pop, he's spitting the whole time. Lil Uzi new album, he's spitting consistently. I fuck with Uzi hard.
Now y'all see what I did with.
I love Uzi. I'm sorry. I love Uzi. I
genuinely
love Lil Uzi.
So I just have to make sure. I have to make sure that I go to it so I can make sure that I get it right. My favorite Benny Siegel song is with Jay-Z. It's on. Yep. So that bar, you mean to tell me that what you just told me is better than BC Fred Cougar niggas, Nightmare to Your Medulla nigga. You scared because I grew a jigger. He said, see you that nigga couldn't see his vision. And that nigga still can't see Jay-Z vision.
That does nothing for me.
And
it literally does nothing for me.
I'm about to tell you how cold that bar is. Because that nigga still couldn't see Jay-Z's vision.
You could have at least rapped Siegel verse on What We Do when he said horns blow like Coltrane.
No.
Now that's heat.
No.
But
wait a minute. Here's what I'm saying. Like, the horns blow like Coltrane. We know he do that. Listen to the bar. That's how real it is today.
It didn't do nothing for me.
Growing. BC Fred Cougar niggas, Nightmare to Your Medulla nigga. You scared because I grew a jigger? He said, see, you that nigga couldn't see his vision, but then he drew the picture. Like a compository sketch. So Sieg stay honest like a deposit to you a check. Like a deposit, you a check. It's a secret society. All we ask is trust. No G-money shit. All we got is us, nigga. Doing D, yes. More better, yes.
Go.
That's great.
Mo Cheddar, SP James, SB chains, jeans, and sweaters, movies, cartoons, labels, etc. Fill in the banks and drop blocks like Texas, or get off the block, run south with M. Better. From my block to your block, shout out to M. Extra. Okay. What? None of you niggas is BC. Word, I'm done with you niggas. Fuck out of here, niggas.
Okay,
talking about a nigga voting and getting his dick sucked.
That's one of 3 Siegel verses. I'm like, yo, he snapped.
Nah, dog.
Siegel was never that cold to me. I'm sorry.
Have you listened to
Yes, I listened to The Truth. I don't like the album. I've listened to 3 B Siegel albums. I don't like any of them. Siegel was never, I'm sorry, never did it for me.
Like that, shout out to M. Extra.
And look,
your boy Bleak, who the fuck want what? The song Siegel
get off the block. How you talking about a motherfucker, if a bitch can vote, she can suck my dick, of course, because you also don't want to go to jail. Get off the block, run south with M. Better. Nigga, get off the block, run south, go to church, nigga, be in the fucking pulpit with Mason fucking Better, who's scared because niggas trying to extort him.
Okay.
Is that you, Better?
Okay, that's fire. That's one of like
and you talking about a simple joint of him saying, of Uzi saying, if she's of age, she can suck my dick, of course.
And you know what's crazy? If you talk to Lil Uzi and tell me about Benny Siegel, that nigga's gonna have the same reaction as us.
I don't give a damn what his reaction is.
He's going to have the
reaction.
same reaction.
This is my opinion. I don't give a fuck what his opinion is.
Your
my
opinion fucking
your opinion fucking sucks.
No, look. I'm not saying rap. Obviously, Siegel can rap. I'm just saying his bars never did nothing for me. They never moved me. For instance, I like Bleak more than him. You could have at least, for instance, the verse on Stick to the Script. Okay, that's one time I'm like, yeah, Siegel snapped on that. What we do? Okay, yeah, Siegel snapped on that. Reservoir Dogs, him and Hove had the worst verses on the song.
Stop it.
Sauce Money and Sheek Luce cooked everybody.
Stop it.
Now I give you Sheek Luce because Sheek Luce cooked niggas.
Cooked everybody.
That don't mean verses was whack.
I mean, I'm not saying they was whack. They just like
niggas
didn't do
just
nothing for me.
had a better verse.
Siegel didn't do nothing for me. Like, Siegel just never did it for me like that. For instance, even on, like, the Money Cash Hoes remix, for one, I packed 3 9s like the year, colder than anything I've heard Siegel say.
Nigga, go listen to Crew Love, listen to his verse.
He never heard Crew Love. Only Crew Love he heard was them 2 Canadian niggas.
I've heard Crew Love.
With the Monopoly bars.
Rockefeller till I die.
I don't remember it, but I've heard Crew Love before. It's on my phone, actually.
Hey, man.
This nigga Pappy
Thought the Belly soundtrack, right?
a ridiculous nigga.
Yeah, I've heard it.
I feel you, Pav. Hold it down.
Siegel just never did it for me. I fuck with Uzi way harder than anybody from Philly. I never really liked.
You're supposed to, and you're supposed to.
I never really liked Philly rappers like that. Then Uzi came through the door. I rock with Uzi.
Know what? You're supposed to. You're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
I'm sorry.
See, Pav goes left of every opinion, bro.
No, I just genuinely fuck with this
Everybody was out here praising Dom on the TL yesterday. Here this nigga come.
I just said I like
talking
Volume 1.
about Dom when he was micing the Wizards.
No, I just genuinely like Volume 1. But also I like Dom's rap style on Volume 1. I like the style of when people somewhat be like they have like unorthodox flows. It's like Dom wasn't doing the regular 1, 2, 3, 4 in the pocket. He was stopping on the 3, picking back up on the 2. Like I fuck when people do the rap style like that. I think it's one of Dom's best projects. I like pretty much everything Dom has done, and I also think that's one of Dom's best projects. I also think Addicted to the Underground has some of my favorite Dom songs as well. I genuinely fuck with that album. I fuck with the Yellow album, obviously the stuff that came before, but I genuinely like Volume 1. I think it's a really dope album. I do.
You right, Pav. You got it.
I'm hoping you the one like Penny in Central Florida. I be wishing there was more of I bottle it up. No foolish fire when I'm around you. I swallow it up.
But it's not the lyrics. It's how he says that shit.
He said it wrong.
And the beat be beating his ass.
Yeah.
He got a job and got a spot like that. Damn, you know what that mean? I walked in the girl house and I was like, you ain't got no spot? Damn, that pussy official. Literally walked in the girl crib and was like, damn, you don't have a job and you got a spot like this? That pussy official.
Now, Damien, I know you wanted to talk about this subject. So, like, what's some of your classic Dom joints? Like, you had to, because I feel like you tweeted
I was on the balcony.
This kind of party, and then I just started playing shit on title. Like, all right, let me get my Dom back.
Like, you know, the weather been nice as shit out here. I was posted up on the balcony, had my little speaker out there, and I think that song came on, and I was just like, damn, this is getting my shit. And then, like, same as you, I just started going through his catalog, and I was like, nigga, this is like perfect weather right now to be playing Dom. Like, sun's out, palm trees is right behind me, like right in front of me. And then I was just like, this nigga had a run like a classic run with hella joints, and everyone should start retweeting their favorite Dom song, their favorite Dom moments. Like
I
always
remember staying up to download Yellow Album. Like I was waiting till 12 Chicago time because this nigga was 2 hours behind us.
And you know what? I've never gotten into Dom Kennedy.
Like, have you ever listened, or you just didn't?
Yeah, no, I've tried because if it wasn't for you in camp, I probably wouldn't even checked out Dom Kennedy because
I was putting everybody on Dom.
Yeah, you was putting everybody on.
Everybody.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's talented. You see that, Pav? You see, I'm not disrespecting Dom Kennedy, nigga. How you disrespecting Benny Single?
I didn't say Single can rap. I just said he doesn't do it for me.
No. You disrespect him because what I'm about to say is while I didn't get into Dom might be. It just seemed like to me Dom Kennedy was probably the most influential LA rapper in the 2000s.
I can see that
because I've never gotten into Dom, but I've not seen no nigga. I've not seen not one nigga disrespect Dom Kennedy and his impact to LA. When at a time, really, LA was like on the back burner.
It was him, Nip, and like Game.
Man, yeah.
You can't leave Tyler out. Tyler too. Tyler
wasn't doing what them niggas.
But I don't.
Nah,
that was after. That was after.
About YG.
Because I don't count.
That was still kind of after.
That's why I said the 2000s. I didn't.
Yeah, I'm talking about like 09, dog.
Like starting like that 09, that 09, 8 and 09.
Oh wait, 09,
like,
yeah.
It was like, okay, cool. It's cool to be this nigga, and then that's when shit kind of like started, and it's disappointing to me, even though I'm not the biggest Dom fan. It's disappointing to me that he really didn't reach the levels that everybody else did. But to me, that shit don't start happening if it wasn't for him.
Well, he didn't reach. It's kind of on him because that nigga be chilling.
Like he has the most fun not being a rapper.
Yeah,
and I interviewed a couple of people talking about Dom Kennedy, and they all said the same shit. Like Dom should be bigger than that, but sometimes you got to question if he wanted that shit. But
if you think like Scott, like when he had his kid, he was like he really chilled out and was not about giving a fuck. He had that Nike commercial. Remember that Nike commercial?
Yeah, it was him. He had a Nike commercial. He was also an Adidas commercial. He was in that Adidas commercial with D Rose and 2 Chainz.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, after D Rose won MVP.
Let me just throw this out there. Tyler, that Bastard album came out in 2009. You got to put Tyler in it. What Tyler did.
I don't put Tyler in there.
I don't put Tyler in there.
I don't put Tyler. Look, I get what you're saying, Pav, and it's wrong what I'm about to say. I don't put
we
Tyler,
all know where it's about to go.
Yeah, I don't put Tyler because them niggas ain't
it's
the
a different
same
type
to
of
me.
niggas.
It's
Yeah,
a different type
exactly.
of nigga to me.
Yeah.
And he cool with all them niggas. That's the crazy thing. He's cool with all them niggas.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about his sexuality. It's just about he's just not that. He's not Nip. He's not Dom. He's not YG. He's the skateboard nigga.
I mean, but they deserve representation too. Like
they do have it. His representation is just in a different area.
It's on Fairfax.
Yeah, but like that's why I gotta throw Tyler in there. It's like Tyler was for like kids growing up in LA. If you was like, let's say my age, but you was in LA, but you niggas fuck with Tyler, bro.
If you talking about who's on the West Coast fact, I'm putting Pat Gibb up there before I put Tyler.
Bro,
in the early days.
Nah, I can't let you do that. You gotta put Tyler there. Like Tyler,
I don't, bro.
Tyler was instrumental.
I feel you, but I'm from Chicago, the West Side of Chicago. I didn't even know Tyler the Creator was from LA. I didn't know where the fuck he was from.
I didn't know he was from LA till I moved out in this motherfucker.
I fucked with Tyler from like 20. I remember. I bought Goblin.
And mind you, I knew he was from California. I didn't know he was from LA. See, that's why I'm like, I'm like, I'm thinking this nigga's from like Orange County or some shit. Them kids.
Might as well be. Remember the nigga was eating cockroaches and shit?
Yeah, it is different.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's different. Ain't no blood, no crip, no cockroach.
Like, you knew that Dom and Nip were holding the South Central flag.
As soon as they opened their fucking mouth, you knew.
You knew Game was holding the Compton flag before Kendrick took that motherfucker from him. He was holding the Compton flag.
Yeah, but just because Tyler wasn't doing that doesn't mean that he didn't hold it down for like a certain segment of LA. He did.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I didn't know.
That's fair.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I didn't know, and that's part my ignorance because I stereotyped him. Like, man, this little weird ass kid eating fucking, but he can rap. But he out here eating fucking cockroaches and shit. But he can rap his ass off. This nigga's from Orange County. He kicking with the white kids. Then he was working at Starbucks and shit. I'm like, oh man, ain't no crip or no blood working at no Starbucks. That's all I'm thinking. Because that's how I grew up thinking about LA. Turns out, look, when the nigga told me I can't wear my socks hat in LA, come on, man. I don't know shit about LA other than what I see. And that
nigga, I didn't know that till I got here.
Right. And that wasn't the representation of what I knew. So Tyler wasn't that for me. But hindsight is 2020. 2020, that nigga's getting it in. And you can't deny it. But me at 10 years ago, at 29, I'm still a Super West Side nigga who really just like my shit. And like, man, he good, he cool, but ain't no Compton nigga eating no goddamn cockroaches in the motherfucking rap.
I was like 18 when Tyler came out, so like I knew about like Odd Future and stuff like that. So I used to fuck with Tyler. Now, not no more. Like as he continued to grow, like nah, like the Goblin album I fuck with. He had records on Bastard I fuck with. I always thought Tyler was dope, and Tyler just represented. Like I never thought LA was just
you don't
all
like Tyler
games.
now?
Nah, not really. I'm just not.
Nigga.
I mean, like he's better now, but like I'm just like not listening to.
He wasn't the nigga eating cockroaches. I feel.
Yeah,
and speaking of Odd Future, I'll say this: I think Sid would be the biggest singer in the world if she wasn't a butch gay chick.
Yeah, I agree.
I think she'd be the biggest singer in the world.
Yeah.
Sid would be the biggest singer in the world if she ain't eat pussy. And she looked like me. A smaller version of me. If she was a sexy singer singing how she sings.
But instead she looked like Ron Harper.
Nigga, she don't even look like Ron Harper. Nigga.
Nah, she look like Sabalos.
Nigga, she look like Sedale 3, motherfucker. That's what she look like.
Steady.
She look like Sedale 3,
But
nigga.
this is actually a good pivot. I want to get into sports a little bit, man. I want to ask you this question. Pav, of course, is on the other side. Me and Damien and people with sense. Was Vince Carter a superstar?
Ooh, yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yes and no.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly. Let's go.
Yes and no. I'm glad that you said that. Because I'm going to talk about how Scottie Pippen was the best, worst teammate ever on some. Okay. Vince Carter was a superstar because of the dunking contest. Vince Carter was a superstar because he could dunk. Vince Carter wasn't doing shit other than that.
Thank you.
So what I'm going to say is he was a superstar in the same respect that Dominique Wilkins was. The only thing is Dominique Wilkins once led the NBA in scoring. Matter of fact, and I think it was the 1983-84 season, Dominique Wilkins led the NBA in scoring. I think he was a rookie that year too. So you have to fact check. I don't want none of your followers tweeting me like, nigga, you was wrong. Because you know you gonna
get that.
And as you see, I'm not looking shit up. I ain't got my phone on me, but I think Dominique Wilkins led the NBA in scoring in the 1983-84 season.
That was 85-86.
Okay, 85-86. Okay,
86.
One of them. But no, because you got the basketball savant over here, Pavy and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not calling that nigga.
Yeah, that nigga knows how to Google.
Fly. Yeah.
No, but
basketball reference, nigga.
But he wasn't a superstar because he will win the game for you. He was a superstar because of the flash. He was a flash in the pan. I guess that's the best way of saying it. He was a flash in the pan because all that shit that he was doing. Think about it like this. I guess the best way of saying this. Think about it like this. Toronto Vince Carter gave you dunks, won the dunk contest, all of that. What can you say that New Jersey Nets Vince Carter did?
Got on Alonzo Mourning.
He was hooping in New Jersey.
He was hoping.
He was still giving you 25.
But what was the highlight?
Get your ass up.
Like, what was the moment? What was
dunking on Alonzo Mourning?
Like, it was just dunking. It was
on
still
a Friday
dunking.
night.
But it
in the regular season.
But it still wasn't the moments that you got from the dunking contest.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it on you though. Okay, so we all agree T-Mac was a superstar. I think T-Mac was a superstar.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, outside of the 13 straight points, what's the T-Mac moment? Exactly.
Shit.
Dunking on Mehmet Okur when dunking on Mehmet Okur when Braun was in the crowd.
I'm not gonna hold you.
0203.
being fat on the Spurs.
No, him and Kobe.
Sean Bradley dunk. The Sean Bradley dunk.
It was the Sean Bradley dunk.
Oh.
Him going back and forth with Kobe. Because remember, at a certain time, people was going back and forth saying that him and Kobe was the number 1, the number 2 shooting guard in the NBA. I forgot what game it was. I'm not one of those persons that be like October 23rd, 2000. But it was a game that him and Kobe had that they was going back to back against each other. And that because I never forget going back to school and being
I got a rebuttal. I'm gonna let you continue.
But no, I'm just saying that would be the other moment for me. To your point, he ain't got a lot of moments where I'm like,
he got less moments than Vince.
Exactly.
That's a lie.
And no.
You don't have a single moment in an actual game.
My thing is
Outside of
Vince,
dunking on Lonzo.
to my point.
Vince's series against Philly is better than everything T-Mac ever did.
You literally just said McGrady's moment is dunking on Sean Bradley, a first round series that they lost.
Yeah.
Whoa. But to your point, Scott, because I was gonna bring up that Toronto versus Philly series, I think it went 7, right?
Yeah, it went
7 because he went to graduate.
Yeah, it went 7. But that's why I also said look at Toronto Vince compared to look at New Jersey Vince. Toronto Vince, it was a lot of dunking, but he at least gave you that series. I can't give you that for New Jersey.
I can't give you any series with Tracy McGrady.
I mean, he lost making past the first round too. He lost
every great T-Mac highlight happens before Mother's Day.
Like Vince for the most part.
No, it don't. Vince made it to the second round. He was a gateway for these conference finals.
Ain't that before Mother's Day?
No, Mother's Day was last week, so that still would have been second round. So no, it wasn't. So
yes, before Mother's Day.
No, it's not. Mother's Day was literally last Sunday.
Yeah, but I think back then that shit started in like May.
No, it didn't, nigga. It actually started later. The season started. Playoffs started later than it does now.
Pat's trying to change the calendar.
Yeah, Pat's trying to change the calendar. Shut the fuck up.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with y'all if y'all say that Vince Carter was a superstar because he was.
I think he was a superstar because he literally put Toronto on the map. They had a documentary for this man.
No, I agree.
You're never going to see a Tracy McGrady documentary.
No, you will, but
on what?
No, you will see it, Tracy.
No, you're not. What's it gonna be about?
And on this date, he was up 3-0 and lost to the Pistons. Which is not he lost in the first. That's what it's gonna be. Like about that nigga losing.
Yeah, we not gonna anticipate that shit like a Vince Carter. But again, I think we grossly overrate Vince Carter's.
I think we grossly overrate Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, I'm not
right.
I think Tracy McGrady is the most overrated superstar of that era.
That era? Okay, that's fair.
That's fair.
What I'm saying is Toronto Vince Carter and New Jersey Vince Carter is not the same. Also, that's really it for him.
He 2-time All-NBA, bro. How you a superstar?
Like, that's it for him. So don't get me wrong. I fuck with Vince Carter. I think Vince Carter, matter of fact, I would say that Toronto Vince Carter is a transcendent figure in the NBA. So he's even more than a superstar.
That's all I'm saying.
But you didn't say which particular Vince Carter. You just said Vince Carter.
Well,
Vince Carter is Nelly. There you go.
Okay.
Vince Carter is Nelly.
That's the name.
Toronto is Country Grammar.
Then T-Mac is Chingy.
Right.
And I'm cool with that because Chingy got a couple.
He had his moment, right?
Vince Carter is Nelly. That's Country Grammar.
That's
Nellyville is Toronto. I mean, is
we just heard Pat say Nelly a legend, so I'm going with it.
There you go.
Listen. Vince Carter, I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame, I think he deserves, depending on the class, be first ballot. I think he's all that. But when it comes to a superstar, like I always thought there was a clear separation between the elite players and Vince Carter. I never thought he was a superstar. I thought he was a star. I thought he, did really cool dunks, and that's what we remember. But I never was like, yo, Vince is an elite level player in the league. I just never thought that. Ever a superstar to me.
So real quick, when Vince was in New Jersey, averaged 27.5, 24, 24, 25.
And he wasn't a superstar. And those Nets teams were a disappointment.
Okay.
You thought that when you brought over Vince Carter especially after they had those years when they went to the finals, they was going to the conference finals back to back. Then Vince come over there and they go 44-38.
I think
that's what
superstar is a mix of on-court success and off-court. I don't think you can be a superstar if you're not popular off the court.
Yeah,
But I
Like,
also
and
think
so that's why I feel like it's a word that's used too much. There's not more than maybe 6 superstars in today's current
I agree.
NBA. And that would be LeBron, that would be Steph Curry, that would be Kevin Durant, that would be Giannis, that would be
Harden. Come on, G, relax. G, Harden and Russ, yes.
Russell's a bigger star than Harden. I'm putting Russell in there.
Harden, all right, bro.
Scott being an asshole.
I dead ass don't think he off the court. Who gives a fuck about Harden off the court?
The fucking beard, dog. You can't deny
Exactly.
that.
I can't. I'm not putting Harden on there.
He got one of the best-selling shoes in China.
I'm putting Kyrie over Harden.
That's
you
fair.
just don't like that.
Kyrie
But
got a
Harden's
whole
superstar.
ass movie.
That's fair, but Harden's still a superstar. You just don't like the man, bro.
I have no problem with Harden. I don't like Harden fans. I
He's
have
a
zero
superstar.
problem with James
He
Harden.
is a superstar.
He's the
On the court, he's a superstar. I don't think his off court.
Yes, he is. He has a shoe.
Measures
The
with the
beard.
off court.
The beard is
Nigga,
one of the
Paul
most
George
iconic
has a
things.
suit. He's not a superstar.
Yeah, but Paul George ain't James Harden, G.
I'm just saying. You brought up shoe like that's
More
the
people
measuring
know
stick.
of. I would think more people know of James Harden than they do of Paul George. If you're just like a casual.
I guess, nigga. That's who.
James Harden is the worst superstar of this era. So.
Let's get into it. Let's get into
That's what
it.
you want to say.
Like, what's your reasoning?
I've been saying that. Remember, I made that video too. I mean, he's pretty. I mean, what Shannon Fry has said about Mike, which was a dumb take.
I know what he was trying to say, but
no, there was no way.
It was no way.
Legit stupid.
But what he said about Mike is literally what James Harden is. He's not gonna give you anything else. The defense he's gonna give you is gonna be by accident. Like motherfuckers.
I disagree with that.
He finna hit you with some defensive rating stat.
I vehemently disagree with
He's
that.
one of the
James
best
Harden,
defensive guards in the league.
No, I vehemently disagree with that. I think James Harden is one of the best guard post defenders in the league. I also think he's one of the best, if not the best, facilitator out of the 2 guard spot or combo guard spot. I think he does more than just score the basketball.
Everything is on the offense. That's why I said the shit's by accident. You're right. He's fucking 6'6" with a big body. He should be able to do that. But when are you ever going to see James Harden change the game from a defensive standpoint? That's not going to happen. He's not going to guard your best player. He's barely going to guard your second or third worst player. He's going to switch off quick as fuck so he won't have to deal with that because he doesn't want to wear himself down offensively. So he's going to give you everything that you need offensively. Sometimes he might shoot you out of a game too, but he's going to give you everything you need offensively, but everything else in the game is going to come by accident. I'll even tell you this. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think that James Harden right now should have more rings than Steph Curry. If he put in, that Houston team with him on it, when he got in his bag on that team because of what he gave you offensively.
I like where we're going with this one.
What he gave you offensively, nobody should have been touching that fucking that team when he got on there. Especially that second year when he first got in that bag. But he's not going to be the game changer that you need defensively. He's not. He's not. I think because of his work ethic on that side of the ball, he's cost himself championships.
I can agree with that. That's right.
See, and now if I say that, he gonna say that I'm tripping.
No, because because he explained it. And like I actually also think in order to if you're a great scorer, you have to make an impact defensively, or else you're just gonna give up you're gonna give up as many points as you score. So like if you scored 40 points, but like you let people hang 40 on you, what did you really accomplish? And I think that when Harden's defense started stepping up, Houston started winning more. I think early on, if he would have paid more attention to defense, he might have fared a lot better early on. Like, I mean, the last couple of years, he's been a better defender, and the Rockets have been a better basketball team, and they've gone further. Earlier on, when he wasn't as good at defense, they usually didn't go as far.
And to me, that's why I say he cost himself a couple of championships. I think if he took that time to be the all-around player, because look, Mike is the proof positive. that you can still lead the league in scoring and do all of that shit, but you can also still go to fuck ham and still win Defensive Player of the Year, too. I think if he took the time to do that on both sides of the ball, I think Houston wins 2 championships.
I think Houston might win it. I also think Houston might win the championship if that whole shit with Chris Paul doesn't happen.
Oh, you mean
but see, that's the point. I think the only thing, the
fat
reason,
ass getting hurt.
Yeah, but I think the thing about Chris Paul, and I'm not the biggest Chris Paul fan, and he just seems like somebody I fight.
He's not exactly.
Like, he just seemed like somebody I fight.
He's not trustworthy.
Yeah, when Draymond Green said up in the podcast, like, I don't fuck with Chris Paul, I was like, damn, that means 15 other players say that same shit too. Like LeBron and Carmelo probably and Dwayne Wade probably the only niggas that fuck with Chris Paul.
And I guarantee you, them 3 have a separate group chat away from that nigga.
Yes. Now, however, though, but the thing about Chris Paul that I will never take away from him is his drive to win. It's just that he's a smaller person, and that nigga is probably the smartest in this day. Chris Paul might be the smartest basketball player not named LeBron James.
Agree with that.
Because for him, when he got traded, because I don't know if you remember this episode of Some Dude, Scott, but when they made the trade, I said that Oklahoma City going to the playoffs. I said that he was going to be the best thing that happened to that team. Shy was going to be straight, and he was going to have a great season because of that, man, because Chris Paul is going to put you in the right position. The only thing that Chris Paul is going to do is his body is going to break down because, I mean, he's also older. But I think that Chris Paul's mind is totally underrated. He will put you in a position to win, but you have to want to be put in that position. And I think if James Harden learned more from a mental aspect
and stop
from
going
Chris
to the club,
Paul, and stop going to the club and spending money on strippers, that nigga again would have won a ring, and he probably would have won the ring with the situation with Chris Paul. Because if Chris Paul goes down, the smart nigga gone. So everybody else is the dumbass niggas that's taking the
27 threes.
Test.
But I agree with you when you say he's smart, and the reason they clash so much because there'd be times where Chris like, get your ass up, we going to the gym, and he would be completely tuning this nigga out. He didn't want to go to the gym. He didn't want to put more work in. Like I've never been a Chris Paul fan, ever, nigga. But I know the nigga works hard. I think he's a top 5 point guard all the time. But this nigga, he works hard. He wants you to work hard. That's not who James Harden is at all. And that's why I think those two clash. And when he came, I actually gained a lot of respect for Chris Paul this season because I didn't think Oklahoma City was gonna be shit. I didn't think they was gonna make the playoffs. I didn't think that like these niggas was fighting for 4th, 5th seed before the season stopped.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think they'd be that good, but I thought that as long as Danilo's body held up and as long as CP3's body held up, I thought they was going to the playoffs. My only question with them was would CP3's body hold up? And this year his body held up. I actually think the way the Thunder played helps his body hold up. Like he's not asked to sit out there and just ISO on people. And like at his age, that puts a lot of pressure on him. I think the way he plays, the way that they play the game there at OKC helps him out a lot.
Low key, he was the coach, not Billy Donovan. I think Chris Paul can do what Jason Kidd did and a whole lot better. Retire and be somebody's coach.
Like the very.
I agree with that.
The vet nigga, I'm retired, and now I'm the coach of the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
I actually thought that I don't know what his aspirations after basketball are, but I think that Oklahoma City would be a great place for him. I think he could like work his way in that organization and either get a managerial job or become a coach within that organization because of I think just if what he could mean for that team and what he could mean for that market. Like when they traded Russ, people was like, "Yo, is there gonna be a team there in 10 years?"
Yeah, niggas thought it was gonna be over.
You know,
send that nigga to the Knicks.
Yeah,
and watch the Knicks go to the playoffs.
They would go to the playoffs because the East, but I don't know if you're the Knicks, if you're rebuilding, you want to take that contract. Unless he agrees to a restructure, which I see no reason why he would agree to a restructure to play in New York. Like, fuck out of here.
He the fucking president of the Players Club.
Yeah, hell no. He the one who, negotiated that shit.
He can't take a pay cut.
But,
do all that shit.
But yeah, man, we're in the last 2 episodes of Last Dance, but I wanted to get your opinion on it. I love it, obviously. Damien, I think you fuck with it too.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
His take is he wished it was more of a Bulls documentary instead of a Jordan documentary. What's your opinion on it? Do you think Scottie Pippen is getting a good rap? What do you think about the first 8 episodes?
Okay, I was thinking the same way Pav was thinking, but then I was like, but I don't want to hear about them niggas. Don't like I feel Pav to a point, but I'm like, do I really want to hear about Luke Longley coming from Australia, being traded from the Minnesota Timberwolves and coming to this team? No. Do I want to hear about Luke Longley and how he was mad at Mike? No. Do I want to hear about some of these? And then plus, what it made me realize is how much of a shitty team that was around the Bulls them last two championships. The second
that
one was
a
decent.
Thin roster.
The second one was kind of decent, but them last two was, nigga, y'all won with that?
Yeah.
That's what it made. So that's why I'm like, Bulls doc, especially 80, I mean, the last dance, 97, 98. No, I don't want to hear about them niggas. There's not enough niggas on that team that I want to hear about.
You don't want to hear about Jason Caffey's life story?
No, I don't want to hear about Jason Caffey's life story. I don't want to hear about Dickie Simpkins. I don't want to hear about none of them niggas. Now, so Pav, you have a point, but then I have to think about that team, and that team was shitty other than them 3 niggas and Tony Kukoc. So I say all that to say, I'm going to talk about it more on some dude, but Scottie Pippen wasn't the best teammate in the world. You just gave Scottie Pippen a pass because that nigga was underpaid. But Scottie Pippen was making some dumbass teammate decisions. Matter of fact, he made dumbass decisions in his career. That contract that your owner and your agents told you not to sign, you signed that bitch. Then the TV money comes in, and then you get mad because the owner doesn't want to renegotiate your contract after he told your ass, nah, we're not doing it. Now, I know niggas want to be in a revisionist history, good faith shit, all that shit, but niggas wasn't renegotiating contracts with nobody back in that day. Yeah. I'm sorry. All that they should have renegotiated their contract. Then that means that they should have renegotiated Michael Jordan's contract too. But they didn't. That means that they should have renegotiated Larry Bird's contract too. They didn't. This nigga Magic Johnson signed a 25-year, $25 million. No, yeah. It was 25-year, $25 million contract.
Which is ridiculous.
That nigga contract should have been renegotiated after the first TV deal.
Yeah.
When you think about it, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson should have got a whole bunch of money after the TV deal, which got the NBA off of tape delay. They didn't. So how the fuck I'm gonna sit up here and be like Scottie Pippen out of all people should have got his contract should have been renegotiated if none of the niggas that I named who are all better than him and who are all legendary didn't get a new contract. I'm sorry. I'm not on that revisionist history shit. That's the dumbest shit ever when you think about it. Because if Magic ain't getting his contract negotiated, fuck Scottie Pippen. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, fuck it. I'm going to throw some of it out here now because all this shit going to come out around the same time. So, hey, I'm going to tell you why Scottie Pippen was the worst teammate, right? One, the migraine. Even Michael Jordan still don't believe that shit.
You saw this look. He's like,
migraine.
I guess he had a migraine.
Like, and don't get me wrong, I've had migraines before. And I don't know if Scottie Pippen had one. But when you have one of your teammates, Michael Jordan, the best player on the team, and here's the key to this. Everything is key to best player on the team, which means I don't give a fuck if it's Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Magic Johnson, fucking James Worthy. I don't give a fuck who it is. Everything is best player on the team, right? He gets a migraine, right? He doesn't play. But all of a sudden, he grows up. And these niggas win, right? But around the time that he grows up, he signs that dumbass contract. But then Tony Kukoc comes over here. Now you hating on another nigga money. Mike, at the same time, signed, like right before that, signed an 8-year, $25 million deal. So you're not supposed to get more than Michael Jordan. So you signed a 7-year, $18 million deal. So you and Mike signed damn near the same fucking contract. Really? But now you mad at Tony Kukoc and shit, right? All right, cool. You win 3 championships. You come in the 1993, 94 season,
Yeah.
and you kill. You kill. You do everything that you're supposed to do. But when niggas figure you out, that's the key here. When niggas figure you out, you 34 and 31 before Michael Jordan. And I didn't even realize that shit. That's when, This is when shit started clicking. Them niggas was the 6th seed, 34-31 when Mike comes back. Now, the next year, this is when you really start going, I need my money. I need my money. And then in 1997-98, well, no, let's skip that. I forgot. I skipped the Knicks shit. 1.8 seconds. You even say on the bench, I'm the best player on the team. I should take the shot. But we see constantly throughout Michael Jordan's career, he has passed the ball in championship situations
to everybody but you.
To everybody.
But you.
But you.
But you.
Steve Kerr, John Paxson, you the only person that's excluded. It's been white people. And they not saving Mike. Just he passed the ball to white people. It's not you. But it's 1.8 seconds left, and now you mad that you ain't getting the rock. And then the next year, y'all huff. Mike comes back. What Scottie Pippen suffered from is being the nigga that was kind of good, kind of smart in the group project. He good, and he know he's smart, but I ain't got to do all that shit because I got the valedictorian in the motherfucking school that's here. So I'm going to always be good. Scottie Pippen felt that he was always good as long as he had Mike on his team. What happened, though, is in certain situations, it was Huff. But the other part of it is that your teammates know you getting underpaid. Your teammates know you ain't good as Mike. So they're not going to hold you to the same standard as they hold in Mike, especially when you getting underpaid. So they really giving you a pass because you broke. But if your ass had the same contract as Mike, that means you wouldn't have all of these issues of where he did the 1.8, but it's Scottie and he getting underpaid. It's cool. Then you go to Houston. I don't know if you guys read the article, the joint where they was talking about Matt Bullard. He comes over to the Bulls. He comes from the Bulls to Houston talking about some, he feels like he's the Michael Jordan of the team. But Akeem Olajuwon won 2 finals. You didn't. He won 2 of them bitches. Also, this nigga Charles Barkley won an MVP. You 3rd on that list. So how the fuck you gonna come to Houston and think you might? Nigga, you 3rd on the list. Fuck is you talking about here? So and I thought he was on Houston for more than 1 year. I was shocked. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Then you go to Portland. Yeah. But at that time, now you in Portland, you getting your money because they paid you that money, but your back is broken down now. So you're not even that. But
not to cut you off, when you bring up the money, he's supposed to go to the Lakers, but Jerry Buss was like, I'm not paying that nigga the money he wants.
Right. So don't get me wrong. I think Scottie is a great player, but Scottie suffered from being the nigga who always had the greatest so you could get away with shit. But that nigga can't. That's why Mike's sitting up there looking at niggas when they hit shit and saying, oh, man, that migraine, oh, okay. The 1.8, man, that shit gonna haunt him for the rest of his life. 34 and 31, man, if things was a little bit better, I might been, sticking around. Mike saved that nigga. And because he was saving that nigga, his teammates looked at him a little bit differently as the Robin. The fuck you gonna get mad at the Robin for being a bad teammate when you got Michael Jordan? You not. So don't get me wrong, he was good for the lesser known teammates. It's like, man, when Mike yell at him, it's like, all right, cool, it's Mike, man. Y'all gotta understand, man. Of course he's gonna be the good cop because he's Robin. If Batman is doing all the motherfucking work and Robin come up here and do a whole bunch of like 2 or 3 karate kicks, what the fuck? Like, come on, what the fuck? Kicks. So he was good for them lesser known players. Jason Caffey. Oh yeah. Judd Bushler, great teammate. Of course.
He's like,
But
hello,
for the
guys.
niggas, right. Dennis Rodman said that when Scottie Pippen came back, he knew what it was. But I also guarantee you, Dennis Rodman was like, man, I'm working hard on all this shit, and I got this pussy coming back on the team, and I know he gonna want his spot. Nigga went and had a surgery and shit, and all that shit. And then when he come back to the Bulls, he tell Jalen Rose, oh, man, I ain't doing all that shit. I'm getting back what they owe me.
He did. When he came back, when he was a corpse.
Yes. So gee, this is what you can look at revisionist history on. Because now I'm looking at Scottie Pippen like, oh man, shit. Not only would you not been who you was without Mike, you can tell like the nigga was kind of lax because he always had the greatest player. And when he went to a team that had some dope ass players, it just didn't work. You mean to tell me it didn't work for the fucking Hakeem Olajuwon? Fuck Charles Barkley. You mean to tell me it didn't work with Hakeem? But Hakeem won a fucking title with Kenny Smith and Vernon Maxwell? Whatever.
Them niggas were past their prime, though. Them niggas was all like 35.
The Bulls was past, if you look at it though, the Bulls was past their prime in 1997, 98.
This is true.
That's what I'm saying. But you making my point for me. Man, them niggas was past their prime. Them niggas was past their prime too. So if they past their prime, if you who you are, you should at least got to the finals with that Houston team. If you who you think you are, who you are. But what I also will say is that the Bulls is the reason why that nigga is the way that he is. Because you underpaid that nigga for so many years and you treated that nigga like shit. So I'll be a huff-ass teammate too, is if I was treated like a huff-ass nigga through my whole career. The Bulls could have really been how the San Francisco 49ers was when with Joe Montana left. But they didn't give that opportunity. Yeah. If they had smart management, that's how our transition would have went. Because a lot of people forget that Jerry Rice won titles with Steve Young and Joe Montana. Yeah. That literally could have been us. When you look at the fact that the San Antonio Spurs won the NBA championship in 1999-2000, that 1998, 1999 year was won by who?
Spurs.
No. Yeah, that year. That year was won by, you mean to tell me that the Bulls couldn't have eked out one more year to get to the playoffs? The playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah.
Because that playoffs was that was the one playoffs after Mike where anybody could have won.
The Knicks were the 8th fucking seed, mate.
Right. Playoffs, yeah.
The 8th seed.
Beat the Spurs in the finals, no.
They could have went.
They could have went, yes.
They could have went. That was the anything spot. That was probably the last year in the NBA where, other than this season, where I was like, damn, whoever go to the playoffs, they got a shot.
What do you think about like the actual dot? You think it's like covering enough or?
Yeah, it's covering. Yeah, it's covering enough. It was a lot of shit. It was a couple of things up in there that I knew as Bulls fans, of course, because we in Chicago. Yeah. But it was a couple of things like the Scottie shit. Like I didn't know that like at the end of the game he like cried and shit, and then I had forgot that game after that game is where he dunked on Patrick Ewing. But I didn't know
12 points in that game too.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, I didn't know that nigga was like remorseful as fuck. The Mike shit, the baseball shit was really okay. Scott, you're gonna like this take. This is the take I'll leave directly for y'all. The strike was the best and the worst thing that happened to Chicago sports.
I swear to God it was, because that 95 White Sox team was whooping niggas' ass. That was back-to-back MVP season.
We supposed to win the World Series that year.
Yeah. But it's like World Series or sacrifice 3 more championships.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, what the fuck?
I think it worked out the right way because we won in 05. If we didn't win in 05, I probably would feel a different way.
And I didn't realize that until this doc. That whole situation, like the strike, I remember the scabs. And Mike was like, nah, I'm good. I ain't on that shit. I'm out. But I didn't realize that strike not only fucked us up, but it gave us back Mike on the Bulls. So Jerry Reinsdorf was good either way. And it really saved the 3 championships. What I also didn't realize around that time is how hard Mike was working at baseball. And even though I played baseball when I was younger, I forget it's hard as fuck to hit the Mendoza line.
You gotta change your whole fucking body
You
type.
gotta change everything. So I was just like, damn, Mike wouldn't have been, you know what I'm saying, no all-star MVP and some shit, but he definitely would have been like a utility nigga for like 10 years on somebody's team. A nigga who would bat like 225, 250 and shit, drive in like 75 runs, give
He's
you like
your
10
Pablo
home runs.
Ozuna.
There you go. And he'd be that nigga that'd be a spark plug on your team and shit, some stolen bases. So he would have been straight. He wouldn't have been the greatest baseball player of all time, but the nigga would have had a nice, decent, you know what I'm saying, baseball career. So that's
Michael Jordan being a spark plug is hilarious though.
It hilarious, motherfucker.
You whole ass Michael Jordan, like we need Mike get some energy off the bench.
Yeah.
He'll steal us some bases, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey man,
I don't think his ego could have took that though.
Nah, like, hey man, we need you. No, you know what? I think it could have, because that's what I saw in the baseball. Like, baseball Mike is a whole totally different being.
It looked like he knew he wasn't that nigga, and he knew he had to work on it.
He knew he wasn't that nigga, and he was happy because the pressure was gone. He was like, man, I'm just a regular ass nigga.
Yeah.
Bet. All right, cool. Shit, I can hide. Because even when that part in the doc where he was in the hotel room, where he was like, yo, I'm at that point.
That nigga was exhausted.
He was exhausted. So that nigga was happy to be a regular ass nigga.
Yeah, riding on the bus and shit.
Man, I'm happy to do all this shit. I'm gonna buy y'all a bus, but you know what I'm saying? This is our bus. Like, that nigga was happy. What else? The Scottie Pippen shit, like, really just threw me for a loop, because it's just like, I understand what Isaiah Thomas feels about Scottie Pippen. Like, Isaiah Thomas is right. He's right. So I think those are the big things. Michael Jordan, the baseball shit, the body and all of that, and Scottie Pippen. Like, I understand why. And the crazy thing is, I don't think Isaiah Thomas is the only Hall of Famer that feels that way about Scottie Pippen. Like,
so you think this is like a group thing?
Oh.
But see, this thing about Scottie Pippen, because I feel like a lot of people and I want to kind of get into the reaction to the doc, because I feel like this doc has had a lot of people talking stupid as hell. Like, you have people when they're trying to defend LeBron. I don't even like bringing LeBron into this thing. I don't want to make it a Mike versus LeBron thing. But when people bring their case for LeBron being a GOAT, everybody says, well, Mike
Kendrick
has Scottie.
Perkins, dumbass.
Well, Mike has Scottie, like Mike was playing with Kevin fucking Durant or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, it's fair to have a fair conversation on Scottie, because some people act like Mike carried that nigga. Some people act like he was top 2 small forward ever. Like, you have shit like Phil Jackson saying, oh, he was the second best player in the league when Mike was gone. Like, this nigga, no.
Yeah.
No, like, don't get me wrong. Like, they was off of that. They was off of that high in 1993, 94.
Yeah.
But I think Scottie Pippen could have separated himself in 1994, 1995, and he didn't. And sometimes, like, Scottie Pippen, one of the best defensive players, looking back, they were still giving the big man defensive player of the year. He probably could have had a couple. But there's a lot of niggas in the NBA who dope and play defense. Like, they'll give you 20, 23, 24 points and make their way on it. Gary Payton. Gary Payton scored a dub like 22, 23, 24 and was defensive player of the year. We don't say he's one of the top 5 point guards of all time.
Nah.
We don't. I think we overrate, and it's part of the Michael Jordan thing. I think we overrate the contribution. Well, we overrate not the contribution of Scottie, because it was much needed. I think we overrate his overall impact on the game and him being the top 50. That nigga's not one of the top 50 players of all time. He's not. He's top 75.
Oh, top 75?
He's top 75. But how them niggas was like, how Scottie Pippen on that list? When that list came out, I was, and Dominique Wilkins wasn't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
didn't know Dominique wasn't on that list.
Nah, Dominique wasn't on that list.
So
top 50?
Yeah, the first top 50.
Yeah.
Like, so back then, in 1995, 96, it was a fuck them niggas. Scottie Pippen top 50.
But what's funny, like Shaq got in there after his 4th year,
and I understood it.
And I understand why.
them niggas knew.
Did you see him?
understand
I
it.
understand why.
But
Right.
to
See
your
that man?
point, like, but you see that man. But to your point, we saw that with Shaq, and maybe that was a little bit too early. But the nigga came in here dominant. But this nigga Scottie Pippen got top 50 after a year. Well, he didn't do shit with that team.
Nah, he got it after the they did that
That
team.
was 95, 90. That was 90.
Nah, that was 96, 97.
Yeah, that's what.
that
Yeah,
year.
it was 96, 97.
Yeah.
But 19 what? But that 1994, 95 year, niggas was tough. He was mad. All that shit.
Niggas was he was bad.
Dominique Wilkins is the reason why I think Kevin Durant is gonna be tough after fucking Achilles.
I agree.
Because that nigga came after the Achilles killer. Like Dominique Wilkins. That all that did is show me why I understood some legends when they was like, why fuck Scottie Pippen?
You know another legend that niggas don't fuck with, I learned, is Drexler.
Hold on, wait. I got Clyde is not hard, G. Clyde Drexler is hard, G.
A lot of
you should
former players.
I'm gonna let Pam get his shit off. He's been waiting for this.
Clyde is not hard, bro. So check it out, G. I watched the full 1991 Western Conference Finals. G, if Clyde not in transition, he can't do nothing.
Yeah, I had a homie that worked at
Terry
ESPN.
Porter was a better Blazer than Clyde Drexler.
I had a homie that
Terry
worked
Porter
at
was the
ESPN.
one on them teams, not Clyde.
Serious?
I'm dead serious. Terry Porter was the one on them teams. Go back and look at who was hitting all the big shots. Terry Porter also in this area. I mean, I think he was shooting like 40% from three. In this area, if you let him put up 6 threes, he'd be much better. Terry Porter was the one on them teams. Clyde
Terry
just
Porter
the most
was
famous
putting
one.
niggas in position. I will say this shit.
Terry Porter was the one on them teams.
While Terry Porter was having like 10, 11 points a game or whatever, but that nigga controlled the court. And I don't think a lot of people give Terry Porter a lot of credit.
Terry Porter, especially doing doing that era, he was averaging 20 because I think he made All NBA once or twice.
Nah, he ain't never averaged done.
You sure about that? I feel like he was averaging 20 in Portland.
Terry Porter ain't never averaged that.
Because I looked. After matter of fact, I had watched. They was talking about the what's the name series, the Blazers series with the Bulls, but then like that Saturday they played the Blazers died, and even though I knew it, I had to realize like nigga, the Blazers went to 2 finals in 3 years. Like niggas don't respect that shit. And then it was the Terry Porter shit when they won the game, and Terry Porter they was talking this shit, and Mike was talking about it. And I went and I looked. I was like, man, Terry Porter did go to an All-Star game too. You're right. But then I was like, damn, like, what did Terry Porter do that year? And I thought Terry Porter was at least like 15 and 10. Nah, he was like 8 and I was just looking like 18 and like 8 or something like that, like 18 and 5.
18 and what?
Like 18 and 8 and like 18 and like 5 or something like that. It wasn't crazy numbers, but when you like go back and watch those games, Terry Porter was the one. Like the reason the Blazers never reached peak success is they would have had to be one of the best defensive teams literally ever to win, because when they got in the half court, like their offense just went to hell. Only person who could really do something in the half court was like Terry Porter, where they would dump it down to Duckworth and pray something happen. Like Clyde was not really good in the half court. Clyde just not that. Like I've seen mad Clyde Drexler games. I've never watched one like yo he snapped
where he stuck out.
He was a good drive. Like he'll drive you. He was a good slasher. But I ain't never seen no game where I saw Clyde Drexler just knocking down,
just like kill. Like damn, this
never seen it before. Clyde is just not that hard to me.
Somebody got to show me that game too. I'm with you on that path. Somebody got to show me the game from Clyde Drexler where that nigga was just with that high ass kick where he was going nuts from outside the paint.
An actual important game. Actual important game. Not something that happened in like December. I want to actually
had an important postseason in '95 when he got to the Rockets.
That nigga,
I won't go that far.
Harold Wallace with a bad hairline.
I wouldn't go that far.
But he was a slasher. Like that nigga was slasher the whole. That glide is on point.
Yeah.
But I ain't never seen no game where the nigga was shooting past 15 and going ham.
But so ain't shit with James Worthy.
No. I actually watched that series. James Worthy developed the jumper. He did shoot the ball. He did
He had a
shoot the ball.
15-footer.
Yeah. Early on, he didn't, but later on, he did shoot the ball. He had dope post moves. He had like a really good spin.
Oh
He had
yeah,
a nice
working in the
little turnaround
post was
fade.
woo.
Yeah, no. Like I used to say mad shit about James Worthy. I watched that full series front to back. I never say nothing bad about James Worthy ever again. No.
But yeah, I ain't never seen no game where Clyde was 18 to 20 feet knocking them down. Like Mike, remember Mike's first shot used to be that 20-footer
Yeah.
from the top of the key, or from the other sides of the arc. No, the fade came later, but if you call Mike at the 20, auto.
Yeah, but Clyde.
And that's probably why Mike took that shit so disrespectful in '92. And niggas like, when I was watching the beginning of Game 1, and Marv Val was like, when you look at Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler, they're kind of the same player.
No, it's pure. That's pure disrespect. That's something that they did to drive up ratings.
Because the
like
niggas
literally
was black and jump.
player to player. There is no like Mark Ryan said, player to player, no comparison. Player to player, there is no comparison between Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler is not that good. I'm sorry. He is a Hall of Famer. He is great, but he is not that hard. When you cut on them old Blazers games, I swear to God, Terry Porter and even sometimes Jerome Kersey stick out more than what Clyde did.
So Dame Lillard's the best Blazer to you?
Bill Walton. But after that, Dame.
Bill Walton ain't
relax.
What you about to say, Scott?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I like Bill Walton, but Bill Walton ain't
Walton,
play. He ain't play long enough for me to
Feet
get
was
right.
too
He
hot.
was
but
hard
he
for like
did
3
bring the
years.
Blazers they ring though.
The
He
feet
did.
was too hot.
He did, but he did bring the Blazers they ring though. And
I
they beat Dr.
say
J for it.
Dame. I say Dame, the greatest.
I'm not mad at it, but I'm gonna say Bill Walton. Then I'm gonna say
For now.
Yeah,
Nigga
for now.
won and broke his foot.
I mean, he won though.
Bill Walton was a great announcer more than anything to me.
And he won an MVP.
Okay, I mean, I guess.
Did
See, this is the thing.
Yeah,
I think when we're debating this, and we're gonna get more into this on Bottle Live when I do that this week, but I'm trying to figure out what's the fair way to compare generations without like sounding disrespectful to like
accomplishments
to niggas. Like to me in my head, like I hate to say this, it's gonna sound terrible. I don't really care about the NBA before Magic and Larry. I don't really care.
That's fine.
I'm not going to
don't
bat
either.
for them niggas, bro.
I care.
Hey, if they wasn't on color TV, I don't give a fuck.
They had color TV in the 70s.
I started
Barely.
my year.
Barely, nigga.
I started the year that I was born.
They didn't have remote controls back then.
You got to turn the knob. But no, I started the year that I was born. I was born in 1982, so I started that year. But then that's when I also look at the league. The last year of parity in the NBA was the 70s a little bit, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because you had teams like the Sonics, the Blazers.
Yeah, the Bullets
won
The
titles.
Bullets were good.
The Lakers won, the Milwaukee Bucks. So the last year of parity in the NBA was the 70s. So I agree. Like I don't look at Wes Unseld the way that shit. Keep it a buck. And I know some ultra smart NBA nigga is gonna be like, what is this dude talking about? I don't look at Wes Unseld the same way that I look at Dwight Howard, and I don't like Dwight Howard. Wes Unseld is supposed to be one of the 50 best players of all time. He brought a title to the Bullets, all that shit. He was a 6'9", undersized center and all that shit. But if a motherfucker told me Wes Unseld, I'd be like, so?
I mean, you really shouldn't look at it. I mean, like Dwight is what 4-time defensive player of the year, 2-time, 3-time, 4-time defensive player of the year.
Yeah, but he brought a butt. But Wes Unseld was the best player on the Bullets team.
That's
that
debatable.
went.
Well, Wes
Wasn't Elvin Hayes?
his rookie year.
Elvin Hayes there though too?
No, he won MVP that year, if I'm not mistaken.
His
Wes
rookie year.
Unseld won Rookie of the Year
Yeah,
and
MVP,
MVP in the same year. Like
Yes, it's true.
that, like dead ass. It's like Wes Unseld. I don't give a fuck about them niggas on the Sonics. I don't give a fuck about.
Who was on them Sonics?
Like downtown
Lenny
Freddie
Wilkins?
Browners and Lenny Wilkins.
Yeah,
or some
Lenny
shit.
Wilkins. I think Jack Sigmund was on that team as well.
I
No,
didn't even know
I think
fucking
he-
Jenny. I didn't even know Lenny Wilkins was a fucking basketball player. I just knew this
Thought he was
nigga
just a coach.
I thought this nigga was the nigga that was losing to Mike and the Cleveland Cavaliers as the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
With the bad perm.
When I saw this nigga was actually a hooper, and I think the only person in the NBA to go to the Hall of Fame as a player and a coach or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, this nigga was dope. Oh shit.
Like, hold up, this nigga was nice.
Yeah, but that was the 70s.
But then there'll be people like, oh, why don't you include Bill Russell in the GOAT debate? And I be trying not to sound disrespectful because I feel like Bill Russell and Wilt were the first stars of this league.
And they wasn't even that. It wasn't even them. It was George Mikan. It's a nigga from DePaul.
George Mikan did go to DePaul.
Yeah. But yes, I don't fuck them 70s niggas. I
don't do that. Like I've actually over this whole little period, I've started watching 70s basketball.
A lot of 70s,
I actually genuinely enjoy watching 70s basketball. It's not bad basketball.
No, it's not. I didn't say I didn't. Okay.
No.
I don't want because I've seen some of them same games. I'm just saying. Fuck them niggas.
I'm not going. I think the only correct way to compare generations, you have to look at their accomplishments and what they did. In context, obviously there weren't that many teams in the league when Bill Russell won 11 rings, but he still won 11 rings. Winning 11 rings. If you make a centers list, there's no way Bill Russell should be below the top 5. If you don't want to put the man 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, I feel you. But the man won 11 rings, and you still don't even know all of Bill Russell's stats because they didn't count.
Didn't count blocks, right?
So we don't know what Bill Russell. Bill Russell might have averaged a triple-double for a decade.
And niggas have no idea.
I think he did.
He probably could have.
Will too. All of them might have
averaged 6 or 7 steals. Dead ass.
We have no idea. And also, if they had Defensive Player of the Year back then, he probably would have won it every year. And in his resume, he would literally look like the greatest basketball player of all time because they didn't have certain awards. It looks how it looks. It looks crazy, but not really.
So them two niggas are mythical figures.
That I was just about to say it.
You don't have all their, like you said, you don't have all their stats. Yeah. It's just for what your granddaddy said he saw.
Them niggas is Zeus in them. Them niggas is Zeus and Aphrodite and all them niggas.
What 70 and 80-year-old niggas say they saw.
That's them niggas. So
niggas could tell them niggas have 40 blocks in the game. They'd be like,
all right. You right. Now here's why I can't even do this. Here's why I've stopped doing that. It was a couple of years ago when I stopped. And here's why, right? I said I start from 1982. 1982, I think the Philadelphia 76ers won that final. Right, so I literally start my debate there. But then when you look at the amount of teams that actually won a title,
it's 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7
for the past 30-something years.
For 38 years, and then the only teams that had it was okay, Detroit was a new champ, a organization who toiled in
mediocrity.
And you got y'all. If y'all haven't, do the read. I gotta find the link again, but do the read on the Trader Jack shit, that general manager, and how he built that team. Yeah, and how Dick Vitale fucked everything up, and that nigga literally had to build everything from scratch because Dick Vitale was dumb as hell, and how niggas did not value picks.
Niggas did not value picks.
The one thing that I learned was how niggas did not care about.
Niggas were giving around number 1 picks it was
Magic. They got Magic off a trade, bro. They traded. The team got Magic off a trade, bro.
Niggas was I'm going to give you this number 1 pick for an Echo Dot and $10.
Right. And then that nigga be like Larry Bird or some
shit. The reason they put the Sapien rule in was because Cleveland traded their first round pick for damn near a decade.
Yeah, that's that, and Detroit profited off of that a couple of times. So yes, the dude who ever owned the Cleveland Cavaliers was just y'all niggas want a first round pick. Got some weed. Got some weed.
Giving out picks, bro.
I don't even want an 8. Give me a dub.
Niggas didn't really value picks honestly until the late 90s. That's when people actually started valuing picks.
No, the lottery. I'm gonna tell you, it's the lottery.
I don't think it's deeper than that.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Jerry Kransdorff wanted to fuck in the joint. He said that he wanted to tank the rest of that season when Mike was out. That's when it was. I'm not gonna say the full league, but there were people who valued picks. It was the Lakers didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, and to this point, to your point, Pav, once you start winning, you didn't give a fuck about those picks because the Bulls could have been better if they had a fucking scouting team that was out there scouting the best players to keep this shit going. Niggas drafted fucking Byron Houston and traded him to Golden State.
I forgot about that.
And who the fuck? I don't even know what that nigga did. Corey Williams.
They picked Jason Caffey right before Michael Finley.
Caffey. Oh, like, what the fuck? Niggas was like, hey man, who y'all want?
Literally.
Like, yeah, so
wow.
To your point, Pav, niggas really just like the whole league just started valuing picks. But
sometimes I think they value him a little bit too much now, though.
Now, yeah, but
it's like football. Like
football,
I be tired about him.
They crazy.
Niggas be hoarding picks in the NFL.
But for example, if you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1986, that whole team was built in that draft, that 86 draft. They draft Brad Daugherty, they draft Ron Harper, they do a draft day trade with Dallas for Mark Price, and Hot Rod Williams was in that draft. Nigga, that whole fucking team that was going up against Mike happened in 1986.
Crazy.
So it's like, it's crazy in the motherfucker. But then you also got like fucking Golden State trading Joe Barry Carroll and some other shit with Boston to get Robert Parrish and the third pick, which is Kevin McHale. So a lot of niggas was just finessing niggas like, oh, you don't want that shit?
Give me that shit.
Bet.
So it's like
Lynn Bynes was even a trade, if I'm not mistaken. He was. And fucking since Celtics won the championship the year before.
Yeah, he definitely
James
was.
Worthy, the nigga got the nigga on the trade. Niggas won a ring like the year before.
And when we talk about the era, so like ESPN put out their little top 10 list and they got niggas mad. I think it's appropriate to put LeBron at number 2. Like, but I saw like some people like, well, LeBron just can't jump niggas. What do you think like about LeBron? I think with LeBron's legacy, I think LeBron has a unique legacy. I think that we got to stop comparing to Mike, or just if I say he's not better than Mike, that's somehow disrespectful.
I say that the LeBron James argument makes me now think that when we do the comparisons with people in different eras, we start to underrate niggas. Yeah. I didn't realize Magic Johnson went to that many finals. I didn't realize it. I'm so used to 82 and on, and I'm not really paying attention to a lot of shit other than him winning. But 9 finals in 12 years, the nigga
sounds stupid, right?
It sounds stupid. Even in the 80s, it sounds stupid. Like, the fuck? And then you start even debating players. Like, me and my man's Torrance got into a real long-ass argument that led to me getting in the argument with my wife because I was so jacked up with that argument. But it was a graphic that went out that said that these was the best point guards in these years. And it was just like Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas in 1985, Magic Johnson. And that nigga was yelling at me talking about, nah, that shit's wrong. Isaiah Thomas should have been the best point guard in the NBA. In one of them years, he won the title. And I was like, nigga, Magic Johnson was the greatest player in the world from 88 to 90. Fuck out of here. Like,
that's not even prime.
That's not even. But it also makes you think. It also makes you look at players differently. Like, Isaiah Thomas won 2 titles when he was number 2. But I think also people see number 2 and number 3 and they think it's like wrong. Like, you dissing a nigga. Like, there's nothing wrong with Isaiah Thomas being the number 2 point guard in the 80s. There's nothing wrong with that shit at all. So I say all that to say that there's nothing wrong with LeBron James being number 2 because what you look at, but then you start looking at other niggas' histories and shit, especially as you're older. Because you was probably like young as hell at that time and you really didn't get it. I was telling my wife that the first NBA season that I really started paying attention to was the 1989-90 year where Portland and Detroit played in the finals. Or there's the 89-90. Yeah, 89-90. That's the first time that I'm really like, ooh, basketball. I'm paying attention to this shit.
Yeah. And so, you said 88, 89, so you were like 7, 8?
No, 89-90, excuse me. So 89-90, I'm 7.
Okay.
It's the first time. Now, that's the first time I'm really like, oh, this basketball shit.
And that's with me with the 96 Bulls.
Yeah. My first moment, like I told y'all, was Jordan versus the Lakers. That was my first moment being like, oh.
And y'all around the same age, so yeah.
Yeah, we the same age.
Yeah.
Like, that Jordan versus the Lakers, that was my first time I was like, oh, okay, basketball. I fuck with this. Like, I'm all in.
But ask you, Perk, because you the only old nigga up in here then. when you start looking at this documentary, does it want you to go do deep dives with all that shit before that?
It makes me just dig deeper into that time, like when I was that like 10 or 11.
See,
I was kind of like, I was still kind of casual. I'd be like, I knew niggas and I would watch it, but I wasn't like how I was when I was like 20, where I'm like, nigga, I'm watching every single game that's on that day. Like,
I saw some shit.
Like me and Pat will watch like
You niggas will watch Suns
we'll watch
Hawks,
Suns
nigga,
Magic
on a Wednesday.
And be texting each other about it.
And that's what I used to do. Like, I'm not deeply involved in like watching the game like I used to, mainly because of work reasons.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard for me to wind down on a motherfucking game, and they don't. And NBA, the inside the NBA is really
where you catch
become
up
bigger than the game. Like you just look at Craig Sager and Eddie Johnson, and them like, yo, let's just go ahead and play the game. And you look at the commercials and be like, okay, this is dope. But now them niggas is better than the game. Like the presentation of the game is not how it was to me. That's another reason why I'm gonna watch it.
Like where I work at, I watch TV for hours. Yeah, so like when the games come on, I just throw a game up on every TV in my room.
So yeah, I get that. But I started like wondering, like somebody put out some shit that said that Adrian Dantley was the highest, like scored the most points in the 80s.
I can believe it. I think it was good.
I heard that.
But see, I can believe it, but then I'm like, Adrian Dantley, nigga?
Yeah,
like that's what's like.
Dantley can hoop though. He's just an asshole.
Right, he's just an asshole. But then I didn't realize he was from here because I watched that documentary last night about
from the crib. No, he from DC.
No, he from I'm in Maryland. He from out here.
Oh,
great documentary.
I want to hear about it.
Yeah,
it's on Showtime, right?
It's on Showtime.
Yeah, it was. You know what? I'm not gonna say that it was dope. I thought it could have been better.
It could have been longer. I feel like
it could have been one.
Yeah,
it only
like an hour.
It went quick. Like I would have.
Who they kind of focus on?
Katie Dantley, Lynn Bias, Quinn Cook, Beasley. They talked a little bit about Jeremy Grant and
Oladipo.
Oladipo. Yeah, they talked about Oladipo.
So Oladipo, Grant, and Quinn Cook.
They talk about how DeMatha was kind of like DeMatha was like Simeon for Chicago, even though they probably like
Joe Forte, Tar Heel.
Yeah.
I learned like one of my coworkers went to DeMatha.
Yeah.
When Morgan Wooten had passed away, like a couple of like last year.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Yeah. That's like Landon Cox dying at the crib. I didn't know it. I was like, shit.
But one of my homies, my bad.
I didn't know about the Kingpin nigga either though, who was like
Ray Edmonds?
I didn't know about that. Yeah,
Ray Edmonds.
He's the one that kind of got Iverson to Georgetown. He hit up John Thompson and told him to go.
Yeah. Rayful Edmond. Yeah. That nigga.
But I got a homie that's a coach. He's a football coach at DeMatha, actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like he was telling me all this shit. Like he was telling me about Chase Young. Chase Young went there.
Markel went there.
Markel, like they played.
Navarro Bowman went there too.
Yeah, like he was telling us like niggas that went there, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Jeremy Grant said that on his team that he was on, 5 niggas made it to the league. He was the sixth man.
Yep.
Like that's how crazy it was.
That shit was like how we was in like the 90s. But yeah, it made me start wanting to do deeper dives. Like when I went and looked at that Detroit shit, like how many trades that nigga made, like the Isaiah Thomas pick, how this nigga finessed the Cleveland Cavaliers out of Bill Laimbeer. Like Bill Laimbeer was the throw-in to the trade. And that's because how he finessed it. Yeah. To what Pav was talking about with the first round picks. Like niggas was like just throwing around first round picks because you just was enamored with this huff ass nigga. Vinnie Johnson and shit, like how they finessed the Vinnie Johnson shit from the Seattle Supersonics. Like I really started wanting to do deep dives on that shit and really just started looking at other players too. Like I was always that nigga anyway, like before draft season, when the old drafts come on the NBA network, I'll watch it.
See what James was actually in there.
Yeah. So when the niggas was like So for example, I'll give you an example right here, like the Seattle Supersonics, right? Got the hat on too. The Seattle Supersonics, right? How them niggas drafted Xavier McDaniel, but Xavier McDaniel was known for choking niggas and fighting. But this nigga was part of a team that had 3 niggas that averaged a dub.
Yeah, Dale Ellis. Who else?
Dr. Tom Chambers.
Tom
Dale
Chambers
Ellis
was on that team. Dale Ellis, Tom
and
Chambers.
Xavier McDaniels. And then Xavier McDaniel and Tom Chambers had got traded to Phoenix. And then he go to New York and shit. So we see some of these niggas, especially if you was a basketball card collector in the early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
So you was getting those.
I still got all my books.
So you got them Keith Askings and Tate Georges and fucking and Sidney Moncrief.
Frank Burkowski.
That's Pat.
Greg Kite.
Sidney Moncrief.
Yeah, but when we get the Sidney Moncrief card in 1993, when he's with Atlanta, he's Huff.
Yeah,
you didn't know that this nigga was like defensive player of the year. Matter of fact, in some part, like the one thing that I hate when niggas do is when they say Michael Jordan lost in the first round, and I'm like, niggas, let's not even talk about the Boston Celtics because the 1986 team at that time was the greatest team ever assembled.
Niggas went 40-1 at the Garden, bro.
So let's not even talk about that
niggas
shit
sleep
right
on the
there.
Bucks though. Niggas
sleep on the Milwaukee Bucks
sleep on
in
the
the early to mid 80s is the best group, the best team never to go to an NBA final.
Had that scumbag Alvin Robertson.
No, that's before Alvin Robertson.
Yeah,
he got
Marquise Johnson,
Terry
Cummins.
Cummins.
I said Sidney Moncrief. I think
Presley. I forget his name.
Yeah,
Like
Presley. Them niggas was basically the Golden State Warriors both times with Don Nelson because he was the coach. And what we see now.
Presley. They just couldn't beat the Celtics and they lost out. Yeah, they really just couldn't beat the Celtics.
They really just couldn't beat the Celtics. So that's the team, that's the team that Mike and them took over when you look at it. So you mean to tell me in 1984, Mike was supposed to beat that team? Nigga, no.
As a rookie?
But then also, we from Chicago. So, and then we grew up early 80s, mid 80s, early 90s. Milwaukee was Huff. So when we hear the Milwaukee Bucks, we like, them ugly ass niggas with them ugly ass jerseys, nigga.
Niggas with Todd Day, them niggas sorry.
Yeah, Todd Day and Lee Mayberry, nigga. Fuck out of here. Nobody want to see these niggas.
Eric Murdoch.
Fuck Frank Burkowski, nigga. Brad Lohaus. Them niggas was the toughest team on NBA Live. NBA Jam, nigga. They had Brad Lohaus and Alvin Robertson, nigga. Nobody was picking the Bucks during NBA Jam tournament edition. Fuck out of here. You nigga, you gonna beat with Brad Lohaus? You knew a nigga could play NBA Jam if they beat you with Brad Lohaus.
All right,
they beat me with Brad Lohaus. I ain't playing again.
All right, so I got a question for everybody. Who are some of your favorite players that came before you?
Before I was born?
Oh, Isaiah Ryder. Isaiah Ryder Sprewell was my two.
What you mean by before you?
Like, I mean, like guys that was like when you were a kid, or like maybe before you were born, like just some of your favorite old school players.
Okay, Magic Johnson is my favorite old school player. I love Magic, despite the jokes I make. It's just too fucking easy. It's just like taking candy from a baby. I love Magic. Yeah, I love Magic. Bird, obviously.
Bird
fucking. If I'll say I name some players like even like when I was young, like I'll name a couple of them. Love Gary Payton, nigga. Love Gary Payton. Even though that's not, I was like 5 when that nigga was like dominating like that. Gary Payton. Them 3 for sure. I'm trying to, I don't know if there's anybody. I love Kareem before I met that nigga. When I met him, I fucked with Joe Dumars. Now that might have a lot to do with I met him when he was cool as shit. But I fucked with Joe Dumars. But that's pretty, I'm trying to think, is there one more nigga who that's really about Dr. J, nigga. I fucked with Dr. J.
For me, World Be Free, because the nigga name
random.
Yeah.
The nigga got a fire ass name. And I know my dad would my dad would always say All World. I would fucking get All World from him. He got it from World Be Free. Went back and watched World Be Free. I fucking World Be Free, one of like the first kind of scoring guards. Sidney Moncrief, obviously. I love Sidney Moncrief. Obviously Magic, but that's easy. Magic Johnson. Who else do I really like? Back in the day. Oh, that's probably like my top 3 people. If I would Magic, Sidney Moncrief, World Be Free. Probably my top 3 people I would have to go to.
So we saying like,
I guess like
when we
before
was
you born or born when you were like a little kid.
oh shit. Like I said, I didn't start watching until like 90, but a nigga from back in the day that I did fuck with was like I fucked with Cliff Robinson. That's kinda I fucked with Cliff Robinson, like Stacey Augman, Pasadena Blood legend. Stacey Augman. Alex English. I always fuck with Alex English.
That's a name.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a jersey back in the day, and then I went back and watched him and was like, oh, this nigga was nice.
Yeah.
But probably them 3. And then when I was like 10 or 11, like I said, it was Sprewell and Isaiah Ryder. They were my
Makes
niggas
sense.
right there.
What's crazy is the player that I used to hear more often was Adrian Danley. My cousin was a Detroit Pistons fan before the Bulls started really running up. So while I wasn't really watching the games, I was trying to play video game or whatever. He'll always be like Adrian Danley. So when I found out basically he was a bucket, I was like, all right, cool. Like, that nigga got it, but then he ended up getting traded. Charles Barkley, before I knew who Charles Barkley was, like I just knew him as the mean nigga. Like I didn't know that nigga.
He was just always known as the mean nigga that was
matter of fact,
niggas through windows and just.
I did not understand Charles Barkley's greatness until he got to Phoenix. That's why I would put him on the list. I wasn't like.
Shit, Phil Jackson didn't either. And Jordan Rules, he said that Chuck walked into the Bulls locker room and hollered at Mike, and he told Johnny Bach he's never gonna win a championship because he don't give a fuck enough.
Yeah. I did not know. I just like, man, this nigga, the way they portrayed this nigga in media, it made it look like Charles Barkley was averaging like 10 points a game. Like, but that nigga got the Phoenix, and I was like, oh, that's Charles Barkley. Who's another one? Kevin McHale, because that nigga was so smooth in the post with some of the highlights that I used to see when I was little.
I think McHale is underrated, as crazy as that sounds.
But see, that's why I was going with I'm done with going with errors, because niggas talk all day long about LeBron James, and I get it. But I think now, especially since we're in debate culture, we get caught up in the same niggas. Like, I'm tired of seeing LeBron James versus Michael Jordan arguments. But also,
I swear to God, bro.
But also, man, I grew up in the era G. So shouts out to all my homies. I went to 3 high schools. You know what I'm saying? Not because I was bad, I just moved, but shouts out to all my Prosa niggas. Like, we will bring papers in, nigga. We looking at box scores. We reading the article and shit, and that's how we coming with our debate. We not coming into some shit like on some regular shit. So it was a year-long argument like a year and a half argument, freshman and our sophomore year, about who's the better point guard, Penny or Gary Payton. And as you see, I got my Sonics hat on. I was a Seattle Supersonics fan as soon as they got Gary Payton. I ain't know this motherfucker from Oregon State at all. Never seen an Oregon State game, but I liked him when I first saw him on the court. Still haven't either, but I liked that nigga as soon as I saw him on the court. Him and Sean Kemp, and then when Sean Kemp got them, look, that shit right there, when I saw them niggas, the reason why I love the Alton Lister dunk so much, and I still believe it's the most disrespectful dunk of all time, and that's why I break it down the way I break it down, because when I saw that, that's when I was like, I like this team, and I like the Bulls too, but these niggas got it. They don't give a fuck. How you just point at that nigga like that shit? And people don't even realize that them niggas fault.
That nigga cuffed that shit.
Cuffed it, and the Golden State Warriors teammates didn't even pick this nigga up off the court. Like, they just let that nigga walk. Hey man, he'll get up. So, but the reason why, but to continue that, like, we don't even argue about the same. We argue about the same niggas. We don't even switch about the arguments. We had a year-long argument about who was better, Penny and Gary Payton. And we argued that shit almost every day, but we kept coming with stats to support our facts. And then Sports Illustrated came out with an article they did analytics and they ranked the best point guard in the NBA, and it was Terrell fucking Brandon. Like we looked at the article, and we was like,
G,
nigga, Terrell Brandon,
no. No, nigga, I don't know what analytic you know, nigga. No,
nigga, it's an article.
Babe,
it either came out in 95 or 96.
They used to gas up some Terrell Brandon
because that was his one cold ass season. I think
look it up.
Think
it was like
96.
I think it was 96, 96, 97. It was a Sports Illustrated article, and they ranked all of the best point guard. They ranked all. They used to gas analytics, and it was Terrell fucking Brandon as the best point guard in the NBA. And we all looked at each other, was like, "Oh, so this is how Sports Illustrated gonna sit shit on our debate? It's not even none of these two niggas, huh? All right, fuck Sports Illustrated." But we was arguing about more. We was arguing about six man, who the best six man is, and was really bringing out shit. We was arguing about every fucking position. We was talking about we just wasn't stuck on LeBron versus Mike. And I think niggas is so stuck on that. Niggas don't look at box scores no more. They don't look at basketball reference no more.
Niggas don't watch basketball, bro.
They don't watch, and they don't watch back. Because even think about it like this, fam. And this is why I was talking about the way that the game was presented. I mean, even though the numbers would tell you that more niggas is watching NBA on TNT and TBS games and all that shit more now that they was then. At the same time, you were more likely to see different teams playing instead of the same fucking teams on NBA TV. Like nigga, like I still remember the theme song from the commercials for TBS, like TBS, and then the nigga be doing the commercial and shit, talking about the Milwaukee Bucks will be going up against the Dallas Mavericks. Nigga,
in 95, that was disgusting. Well, that was just for J. Kidd. That was it.
Yeah, but you look at the record and you like, man, these niggas huff, but you sitting there watching that shit. Remember
they used to show the Hawks all the time, too.
Yeah, because that was that station. But,
yeah.
But you saw more teams during that era actually play games. Now you got to get NBA League Pass, and you still gonna be like, I want to go see Golden State, nigga. I remember watching WGN and having to stay up to fucking 10 o'clock to watch Golden State versus the Bulls and be like, man, I know Michael Jordan is the best player. Then you be tired of shit and you be like, man, I know Michael Jordan is the best player in the world, but Mitch Richmond about to get in that ass tonight. We don't. Matter of fact, they don't even show games on regular TV no more.
No, they don't.
So the presentation.
Well, the funny shit is ESPN is regular TV now. Besides your actual ABC matchups that you get on Sunday,
yeah. But no, nigga, I'm in Sports Channel, Sports Vision, all that shit, like Channel, all that shit. So like, I just think because of all those reasons, I'm not debating with niggas about errors and shit because you wasn't even looking at the box score back in 1994, 95, even earlier in that. Like my grandfather was putting the paper in my hand in 1989, and I turned it straight to the sports section and be like, all right, let me look at the box scores.
Spot scores.
Yeah, the same shit.
Transaction.
The same
big
shit.
Ass
now I'm
Chicago
invested.
Tribune, nigga, pull that bitch out.
Yeah. Pull that bitch
Sometimes,
out.
nigga, look at that shit.
I spent 50 cents just for this part right here, nigga. Like, so,
and for us, nigga, me and Pep, nigga, the red eye. And like in the mid-2000s, niggas was pulling that red eye.
Yeah, so niggas don't even study the game and look at the game the way that they do because the presentation, like, first, don't get me wrong, I like First Take. I don't really care for Undisputed because Shannon Sharp be nut hugging LeBron.
He be doing the most now. He be doing.
Yeah, but I think the sports debate era has fucked up the way we discuss sports. It is fucked. It's also fucked up the way that we look at sports. Even at ESPN. When the last time ESPN used to do all of the highlights and then that gray ass screen that just and then they'll show the
different
score,
stats.
the stats.
Remember the Coors Light Cold Hard Facts? We don't get those anymore.
Yeah,
we barely get you saw the box score. So even you saw the you saw the quarter. So the niggas scored this amount per quarter. Like niggas don't even get that shit. So I'm not arguing with niggas that's not from that era. And we're not gonna argue about the same thing. Fuck LeBron, fuck Michael Jordan, nigga. Tell me who's the best. Tell me who's the best Seattle. Tell me about Dr. Tom Chambers and how you think that nigga might have been the coldest white boy, not named Larry Bird.
NBA Twitter thinks he's a plumber.
Bro,
Right,
like
right.
Bro, like I'm so tired of GOAT debates. I don't ever want to talk about that shit ever again. I do not. I honestly think the conversation is kind of stupid because all of it depends on it. Like depends.
It all depends on what you like.
Yeah, it's like I'm so tired of having GOAT debates. Like you right. Like let's fucking debate about let's talk about Kevin Johnson versus fucking I don't know somebody.
Like Scott,
Kevin Johnson versus Tim Hardaway in the early
Scott,
let's talk about that.
Niggas don't even know that Kevin Johnson used to be on the Cavs and sat for a year behind Mark Price.
Like Scott, I think like the only undisputed
niggas don't know who Mark Price is.
Debate speed like Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
And who else?
Wayne Gretzky's probably one of the few quote unquote GOATs who's like so far ahead of his competition. Like
it's not even.
That's not even remotely
what?
fucking funny.
But no, you know what? And I didn't learn about this until moving out here. Really slept on the greatness of Alexander Ovechkin.
Oh, he was close. He was close to breaking his single season goal record a couple years ago.
Like
I'd read some stats, and they talked about how many seasons and how many games he missed out on because of like the lockout and shit like that. Like he'd probably be up there as far as goals for sure. But he missed out on like a whole season because of a lockout. He missed out on like another half of a season because of a lockout. And then he had to add in his injuries. He missed out on like I think it was like 200-300 games.
I saw one stat. They said if Gretzky never scored a goal, he still would have led the league in points. Nigga,
wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
But
like nigga was putting up like 200-point seasons like it was nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, like if you never read a box score, man, if you like, I was telling niggas like, man, it's only been like 10 teams to win an NBA title since 1982.
Yeah.
Niggas be thinking like it's parity in the NBA now, even to the point where it's never been parity in the NBA. You always knew that these are the teams that's gonna go. These are the teams just going to the playoffs, and these niggas suck. That shit's been around since
the end.
And like the end. But like, nah, man. Like, another argument that I had that came up, and it was around the Isaiah Thomas shit. You know what I'm saying, about the Dream Team. And Stephen A. Smith went on First Take, and he was like, no disrespect to John Stockton, but he couldn't hold the candle at that time. He couldn't hold the candle to Isaiah Thomas.
That's false.
And no, that's true. That's true.
I tried to tell this nigga yesterday.
So listen, see, and this is why I say sometimes you gotta look and not be reaction. Don't react. Just look at the numbers. If we're talking about full career, that's false. We're talking about 1992.
Yes,
1992,
like 14 and 14.
But that's when it happened. That's when it started, nigga. This nigga wasn't the John Stockton. He was about to be the John Stockton that we knew. He wasn't there. It just happened. But he wasn't holding the candle to the same nigga who just beat the two best players in the game ever at the time.
I disagree with that.
John Stockton was on the same level as Isaiah Thomas in 1992.
No, in the early 90s, yeah. From like,
no, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. When they picked
no, he wasn't. We're talking
about that's
Pav. We're talking Pav.
I know.
We're talking about full body of work.
No, I'm talking about in 19. Like again, I don't think Isaiah was chosen for the Dream Team because I don't think he's better than John Stockton by
nigga, we're talking about full body of work because half of the niggas that's on the fucking Dream Team in 1992 is there because they body of work. I mean, Magic Johnson is there because his body of work. This nigga had AIDS with HIV. He's there because he wants to be. They want him to be an ambassador. Yeah, Larry Bird is there with a bad fucking back.
Larry Bird was there with a bad back. Magic Johnson. Yes. Okay.
So
in that case, you're right.
We're talking about body of work. Now that year, that nigga averaged like 18 and 12 or something, 18, 13. It was a great ass year.
In that case,
we're talking about body of work, nigga. It's Isaiah Thomas here. And John Stockton here, and he's on his way there to passing him. But in 1992, we're talking about body of work.
That's
but
fair.
Niggas react and was like, oh, whoa. Like, nigga, do y'all realize that John Stockton was on the bench not doing too much of shit for like the first 3 years of his career? And then that nigga just went on a tear. So, of course, he's not going to hold a candle. Remember, when did John Stockton get drafted by the Utah Jazz?
84.
84.
Yeah, that's
We started talking that John Stockton shit
90s.
in the 90s.
I played late 80s.
No.
He was hooping.
You
Like,
really start talking that
89,
shit.
he was hooping.
You really start talking that shit in 1990, 91. That's
Late
when
80s, he was hooping though.
he was hooping, but you was like, oh,
Nobody gave a fuck.
like nobody gave a fuck because he was still in Utah too.
This is
Nobody
true.
really gave a fuck because he was in Utah too. 1991, I think it was that year. It was the year that Karl Malone was this close to Michael Jordan leading the league and scoring in the early 90s, because that's when them niggas snapped. Even though they was consistently going to the playoffs, it was just like, so what? Them niggas, okay.
It's Utah. Who give a
that
fuck?
shit? It's Utah. But like 1991, 92, it's like, oh, okay. But niggas is, and I'm not saying this you in particular, but niggas reacted and they all kept saying, well, look at this nigga. He's the all-time leading assist getter. Not in 1992, nigga.
That is fair.
So that's when, so we be so quick to react, and you're wrong that you're not even thinking like this nigga was fresh off of beating the best players in the game, period. The top 3 niggas Zeke beat. John Stockton couldn't do that shit in 95. 96, he couldn't beat Mike in the finals and say he did that. Isaiah Thomas is the Chris Jericho of basketball. This nigga beat The Rock and Stone Cold in one night.
Vengeance 2001. This nigga's right. That is an awesome comparison. Isaiah Thomas is the Chris Jericho of basketball.
But we will also never say that Isaiah Thomas. We'll never say that Chris Jericho is the best wrestler of all time.
But nobody picked him in those 2 matches. Niggas was like, nah, The Rock and Stone Cold meeting in that final.
And what happened?
And it was Jericho versus Stone Cold.
That's all.
And niggas was tight on that next Monday Night Raw. I remember tuning in like, man, what the fuck? We had to watch this nigga for 4 months till Triple H beat him.
And I was a Chris Jericho fan, nigga. I had
Jericho
on my gym shirt.
Nigga, Y2J, nigga, the countdown. Oh, yeah. I used to love that shit.
But that's who Isaiah Thomas is. He's the Chris Jericho of basketball.
That is a great
and again, Path, you're right. That year, if you just go, well, 1992, this nigga did this, son. But half of them niggas, Michael Jordan is there to for global purposes. Magic Johnson is there to be a global ambassador. Larry Bird is there to be an ambassador as well. So niggas is shaking hands and kissing babies after the game. Not really Magic, but Larry is.
I'm not really.
I'm not wrong as hell for saying that shit though.
But he's
I'm not wrong for saying that shit.
What you
That's what we talking about. It be right there. You can't do nothing but grab it.
1992.
It's hanging fruit.
Not really Magic.
Niggas said he had HIV in 1991, and niggas thought he was gonna be dead by 1992.
Think he was gonna be dead by 92.
Like, it's real shit. But then you got Mike, who's there for the global ambassador. Everybody else is really there just to fill up a team. That's it. Like, all right, so we just got it. All right, now that we got them niggas, who else we gonna get? David Robinson? All right, check. All right, cool. Patrick Ewing? Oh, yeah, Patrick got to go too. So we got our centers. All right, what about these 4? Scottie? You sure? He do play on the Bulls. And we will make sure, okay, let's go ahead and bring Scottie.
He do play on the Bulls.
And the nigga said that because niggas was scared to get along. This is what I don't like about the Isaiah Thomas shit. Niggas said that they had to get along for 2 months. But it seemed like to me, Isaiah Thomas got along outside of the court where every fucking body in the goddamn league not named Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Magic.
This nigga was kicking it with Magic Johnson. No.
At that point in time, I don't know. Because
that's when they stopped fucking with each other. Yeah.
No. But the niggas, nah. The niggas kissed each other. The niggas kissed each other in the motherfucking All-Star game.
Yeah, but shit. That was in the 80s.
No. That was the All-Star game.
Yeah.
That was the All-Star game.
92 when he
and
came back
Isaiah Thomas was the person who told the league, told the players, now he playing in the motherfucking shit. He did that shit.
Okay.
So Magic was like, nah, we good. I don't just know about everybody else. So you mean to tell me that Isaiah Thomas was supposed to bring the bad boys brand of basketball and go up against Cameroon? Get the fuck out of here, my niggas.
Them niggas about to flagrant foul Angola.
You mean to tell me this nigga was gonna flagrant foul a nigga 10 minutes and he was only gonna play 7 to 10 minutes? It's not like these niggas was playing 30-minute games. The all-star shit really benefited two players greatly. And that's Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley. What the fuck Isaiah Thomas gonna do in the twilight of his career? Oh, let me go ahead and trip this nigga from Brazil. Fuck out of here, man. Niggas was just hoes, G. Niggas was just hoes, man. Let me go ahead and do a hard foul from this nigga from Puerto Rico. Let me go foul Dino Raja hard. Like niggas is winning by 30 before the second quarter even start. Nigga, Isaiah Thomas is on the court cracking jokes. I mean, on the sidelines cracking jokes and smiling at this point. This nigga's not playing. Hey, he's at this point, he's like this. Hey, man, go ahead and put John Stockton up in the game, man. I'm here to get this gold medal. That's it. Yeah. Like, that was some whole shit. But, again, that all leads to, like, that's Isaiah Thomas and Stephen Curry. Two totally different players. But let's look at the one key thing that they had an issue with at one point in their career. Their fucking ankle. Isaiah Thomas rolls the fuck out of his ankle and scores 25 points in the fourth fucking quarter in the NBA final. Niggas didn't think Stephen Curry's career was going to last past year 5. It was fucking ankle.
Fucking ankles.
Two fucking different breeds. Like, that's a whole different dog. But then you got fucking what's my man Maverick talking about how
he would have gave Steph
how he could give Stephen Curry buckets today.
No, you wouldn't, Maverick. Shut the fuck up, Maverick.
But to his point, shit, the little white kid from high school crossed the shit out of Stephen Curry. He was trying to guard him. All I'm saying is it's totally two different eras. It's two totally different players. I'm not doing them arguments like that, especially when one nigga career was supposed to be over because he rolled his ankle and another nigga was killing the whole fucking Lakers with the same bad ankle.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, we gonna wrap this up because if I don't eat, I'm gonna fucking die.
It's 12 o'clock out here, nigga.
But yeah, I'm glad, man. Every time we have Bang on, every time we talk, man, it's a great conversation. You gave me like 4 episode names for this episode, and I wrote them down. So I gotta choose which one that I like. Zeus and them is in the lead though. That's like
man. It was like the 70s is all those Greek gods and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the 70s, the 60s and 70s was, man. That's all that shit was. I think
John Henry ass tall tales.
All them tall tales and shit. Like niggas is still mad that we ain't got no tape of the 100 point game.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I am too.
I think that nigga got a smooth 50 and niggas just like, man, he getting off.
No, they do have a radio recording of it. So if you go on YouTube,
it's a radio
recording of it. Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that.
Niggas don't respect radio recordings. I want radio.
Them niggas could have went in like a studio and recorded that shit.
Yeah, they could have recorded that shit.
They could have recorded the fuck out of that shit.
Yeah, you ain't even got a still shot of a nigga on the radio during that time. So I get it.
Like, what was the niggas' names?
That's one shit I'm never gonna argue. Like, if a nigga don't believe the 100-point game, because if anything that I learned, here's how I'm gonna end this. Here's how I'm gonna end this part of the pod before Scott wrap it up. The NBA is the WWE.
Yeah.
All right, and it's because of marketing purposes only. Right. In the 60s, 50s, and 60s, they gave you the dynasties. They gave you the Lakers. They gave you the Boston Celtics. The Minneapolis Lakers to the LA Lakers, the Boston Celtics. They gave you all of those shits, all the niggas who was winning. All right, cool, right? But the 70s is niggas. It's just niggas. Niggas fighting.
Niggas doing coke.
Niggas doing coke.
Drugs.
Niggas doing drugs before the game. Smoking cigarettes. Niggas puffing squares and like, imagine Clyde Frazier before the NBA Finals in the 70s.
What's funny is niggas was smoking cigs during games till like the 90s.
Yeah, like again, imagine Clyde Frazier smoking a square and looking at Billy Cunningham and say, I'm about to get this nigga bucket tonight.
Billy, 30 and 12.
Right, with the soft pack, just like
coming
I
up.
think that's sports in general, because when I was watching this 85 Bears doc yesterday that I'd never seen before on Amazon Prime, called 85, the greatest football team ever.
Yeah.
They had practice, this nigga Jim McMahon smoking a cigar on the practice field.
Yeah. So in the 70s, niggas is really like, I'm giving this nigga buckets tonight. I gotta get this shit down to the bottom of the squato before I get this game down, man. I bet. You want one?
Let me pack this. Let me
I bet. Like, imagine Willis Reed, like, man, I gotta go against Bob Lanier tonight. Oh, shit. Man, Detroit Huff, but that nigga, man, he a problem.
While drinking a beer.
Right, while drinking a beer.
While drinking a beer.
Niggas drinking Schlitz, Walt nigga beer.
that blue ball.
Like, before the game. So in the 70s, it's drugs, alcohol, bitches, NBA. And we on tape delay, too. So even that part in Crooklyn makes so much sense now when they mama told them to turn off the TV. And I'm like, turn off the TV. It's the NBA. Why the fuck you got to turn off the TV? It's probably like 7 or 8 o'clock. Damn, niggas got to go to sleep early. No, it's tape delay. Niggas is watching the game now.
Midnight.
The East Coast. Right now, it's 12:13 on the East Coast right now. Niggas watching the NBA. The game just started at 12:15. Like, that's why you got to go to sleep, nigga. Yeah, so even in the early 80s, because tape delay stops in 1985, I believe. So it's like we got to do better marketing. So that's why the lottery happens. That's why, like, now David Stern is in charge. That's why the marketing is the way it is now. That's why when they start spotlighting their stars instead of teams, so Larry, Bird, Michael, they start doing the first names and shit. The NBA, it's fantastic. Now you got stars doing that shit and all of that. They prop up their teams to have stars. That's why they wanted a star on every team, because you need that shit if the Minnesota Timberwolves is going to be going against the Miami Heat in 1990. Like, you need Ronnie Cycli versus, I guess, Tony Campbell at the time. I don't know. But you need that shit. Like, and the NBA is the one league that really got that right, starting with David Stern. And then I didn't realize till this doc that Adam Silver ran NBA Entertainment.
Yeah.
So who the marketing guys is running the NBA fucking everybody? Like, So all these debates that y'all niggas doing was LeBron versus Mike, that's them niggas wanting you to do that shit.
Yeah.
Be smarter, nigga.
That's a good point.
Smarter.
And then even when you bring up wrestling, like, you know how wrestling, they prep who's the next one. You can see clear as day right now. They want you to believe that Giannis is going to be the next nigga.
Man.
To carry the league the next 10, 15. They are trying
so
fucking
hard, bro. Luka and Giannis.
Yeah.
Trying so hard. Luka, Giannis, and Zion. They have ordained these people.
Yeah. Exactly.
And to keep it a buck, I don't think they want Giannis to leave Milwaukee. Because that's a brand new fucking stadium.
They don't at all.
Brand new fucking stadium.
They got like their little Milwaukee-ass LA Live over there, too.
Yep, they trying.
Because my mom went to Milwaukee like 2 months ago. Like, I think one of the last Bucks games before they got shut down. Yeah. And I think them niggas played somebody. They beat their ass for like 40. Mom was like, yeah, we were watching the game, and they have like a whole bunch of bars outside the arena. And I'm like, yeah, they got like a whole little cracking spot in Milwaukee.
Nigga, this is when I auditioned for Cleveland Afternoons in 2013, that's when I found out that LeBron was coming back. That was in March.
Damn.
That was in March. I think we had that conversation.
Wait, what happened?
In March of 2013, I told Scott. I told y'all. In March of 2013, because I told y'all before.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
before he even was announced. March 23rd, ladies and gentlemen, March 2013, I auditioned for Afternoons in Cleveland, Ohio, for one of their stations. I go to a bar that supposedly ran by some niggas that LeBron know. He helped them out and shit. And he was like, whoever comes to do afternoons in Cleveland, it's the perfect time because LeBron coming back and you want to be attached to that nigga. And I was like, LeBron coming back? He was like, yeah, that nigga coming back. There's a lot of real estate and a lot of shit that's about to go on in Cleveland. So him coming back is an easier way for him to start making money to prepare himself to being a billionaire. And then he bring a title back to Cleveland. So he's coming back to Cleveland. And I said on that motherfucking shit, I only told a couple of people. Scott, Pabby, y'all was one of the few people that I told that shit. But then when the season ended, I was like, wait a minute, I'm not for sure. And then that nigga did the article talking about some I'm coming back. And I'm sitting there like,
but then they did the same thing with the Lakers shit, because my homie who's he's from Cleveland, he's real plugged out there. He told me during All-Star Weekend 2017, LeBron's going to LA.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, I don't see how that's good. He said, no, that motherfucker's coming to the Lakers. He said, I hate it because I'm a Cavs fan, but he's going to the Lakers next year. And as I told everybody else, like, nah, that's why I was so confident when every time he was meeting with the Six, I'm like, this nigga's going to be a Laker. Like,
I mean, I knew Kawhi was going to the Clippers and like fucking.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to the Clippers. Thinking like January of that season.
Yeah.
That's the rumor started going around.
But if you pay attention to the leaves, it gives you all of that information. Because even LeBron, I knew LeBron wanted to come to the Bulls first because he changed his number.
Yeah, to 6.
So and there was only 2 teams that retired the number 23, and it was the Bulls and Miami.
Yeah.
But Miami wasn't even in play then.
Miami, D-Wade said, the only reason Miami was in play is because the Bulls couldn't move Lou Dang. And they said, wait, Riley called again, and he was like, look, they got space. We're not going to be waiting for these niggas to restructure another deal to get them out of there.
Yeah, so again, like, that's the other part about especially basketball, because you have all of this access. The leaves is out there, man. This is the WWE. You know who's going to win. You know who's going to lose. You know who going where. You know who going to WCW when they get let go. You know who going to ECW when it gets let go. And you know who going to the WWE when they get let go. It's just we so involved in the debate part now where we just don't believe shit until it actually happens, nigga. I remember you sending me the message like KD going to Golden State.
Yeah.
But then you listen to Draymond Green and BJ Armstrong tell him while back, hey man, this is how you could get Kevin Durant. Niggas talk, the league talk, the niggas talk. These niggas know where they going and shit, man.
The KD shit, like everybody brings up, he lost to. No, that shit was put together in the 2016. I mean, the Olympic Games.
Yeah,
from like the year before, whatever. Yeah, like this shit was planned the whole while. That's why I'm really interested to see whenever the NBA does come back and we get close to the Giannis free agency. I'm gonna be interested when them team leagues start to drop.
Right.
Like to see what's gonna happen.
But then also the other thing is reverting back to the Bulls. Man, this shit ain't, look, man, I'm sorry, but this shit ain't, the Bulls is looking at this shit, and AK and Mark Eversley is looking at this shit like, this is how we gonna get our shit back. Because anytime you see like movies and docs around niggas, the shit start buzzing about them again. Yeah. And when AK said that he was emotional,
he was crying.
He was crying.
He was emotional. Because he was like, man, these niggas fuck this shit up, man. But imagine if this shit get to popping again. Let me call this nigga now. Hey, yo, Mark. Hey, Mark. Hey, man, we gotta fix this shit. Mark, like, who are we? Oh, yeah, you hired, nigga. Don't even worry about this shit. You see this fucking documentary, though? That's all that shit is. So they gonna be hot again. And if they get the right coach, hopefully it's Adrian Griffin, because I don't want Nia Long at the Bulls games because she's too fine. I don't want nobody to fuck that shit up. Get you Adrian Griffin. Get the Bulls get the winning again and shit. Somebody coming. Because this is showing you why niggas didn't come in the first place. Right. It wasn't that niggas, I'm sorry, niggas ain't want to come to Chicago only because niggas was dumb. They was dumb. Simple as that. It was dumb because Jerry Krause fucked this shit up by letting everybody go. This wasn't because of the curse of Michael Jordan. It's because the shit just wasn't attractive to come to the Bulls. But now with this documentary and shit being live, it's gonna be popular to look at Chicago again. They gonna see how that shit was cracking in the 90s when it was winning. They gonna see how niggas was getting
I say
treated.
All-Star Weekend helped a lot too. Like
That too.
when I saw Harden tweet, "Oh, Chicago lit," I was like, and that's like Mr. Party Capital nigga right there.
Nah, because it was, I think what All-Star Weekend did for a lot of people was Chicago just looked so different than what it did.
Nigga,
Like
it
10,
felt like
20
I
years
was in
ago.
New York that weekend.
And like also Chicago isn't a place where a lot of athletes come and spend time in. It's
Right.
like you go play your game. It's probably in the wintertime, so you probably not out too much cold as hell. Like All-Star Weekend, people actually have to go out and go around and sit and be like, oh shit, there's actually things to do in Chicago. So now you're right. I think the Bulls gonna get somebody. Eventually they're gonna get somebody. But I'll say this like all along. Like eventually Chicago is a big city, it's things to do there. There's like attractions there. Somebody gonna take the baby, like, you know what? It's a good situation for me. I'll go there.
But yeah, we gonna wrap up, man, though.
Yeah.
But Bang, let them know where they can follow you at, man. Tell them what you got cracking.
Hey man, Some Dude Pod. What Digital Some Dude Pod. Go ahead, check that out. Me and Mike B. Nicole. Follow us at Some Dude Pod on Instagram. First Black Champ. With me and Camp from the Port. Talk our wrestling shit. A lot of wrestling shit to talk about actually this week. Motherfuckers is pregnant and shit. So we go ahead and talk that shit. That's FBC.pod on Instagram. All of our links in the bio on that. Go ahead and grab that merch, Champ 20, to get free delivery on your First Black Champ merch. You can follow me at JR Bang. You can join that Some Dude Pod group also, because niggas be having some wild ass no thoughts and opinions that I be shitting on. So on Facebook, even if you're not on Facebook a lot, just go to the Some Dude Pod and laugh at niggas, and enjoy yourself, man. And yeah, we good.
Yeah, this is episode 23, but I think this is like a top 3-4 episode, man. We got a lot of shit in on this one, man. So I want y'all to start using the Summer Sessions hashtag. I saw some of y'all using that, so I want to try to get that shit moving so I can see who's actually tweeting about the pod when y'all not just adding us. So do that. Follow me at Barber Scott on Twitter. Follow Damien _Velvet Jones. Follow Pavy at Pavy World. Follow at Barber's Net on Instagram and Twitter. And we're gonna be putting this video up and put this up on the Barber's YouTube. Man, I'm gonna try to get a little more professional. Maybe get y'all niggas like a little logo at the bottom or some shit. But if you want to watch that, that'll be available. And we're gonna holler at y'all next week, y'all.